mind if I do?
Covino and Rich.
Are you ready?
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Turn on that on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. We're doing the show.
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. No, it's not Tuesday, buddy. But it is. Just kidding. Monday. Excited for Tuesday. Excited for Thursday. Thanksgiving week. Hope nobody had Weekies for breakfast. Covino's here. Rich is pressing buttons. Spot is on site looking handsome like he always is. Adios, mijo. Sports, entertainment, life. That's what we do. We're going to break it down today. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's have a kick-ass holiday week. And let's be rocking out. Tuesday, that is tomorrow. My bad. Rich was having button Tourette's. Just pressing away. Rich hasn't pressed the button in a long time.
Clearly.
A sound effect, so he went star and buck wild. Eat my butt.
It's so exciting. You pressed every single button.
Pressed every button. Yeah. Playing Simon over here. Rich is playing Simon. Meanwhile, we're doing a live national podcast.
There we go.
Rich, you're done. Go back on set.
Yeah.
Get away from my board.
You're all good, man. Good morning, Jonesy, Bleacher Bum, Lynn Brower, Kenneth, all the assholes rocking out with us on the daily. How many mics do you rip? Thank you for being here again. Sports, entertainment, life. Hope you had a nice weekend. Hope you enjoyed your chillax time. Hope you enjoyed your edibles. Hope you enjoyed your boozing buddies.
Hey, buds.
And let the Wild Rumpus start.
Hey, buddies.
What's up, Mickey Mouse?
Not much, buddy boy.
Hope all your teams won. Hope you enjoyed the fight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything that happened this weekend, our obvious observations, and more. And if you want more in-depth sports, remember, foxsportsradio.com posted all the links from yesterday's podcast. Had a great live show yesterday on Fox Sports Radio. Catch that when we're done today. We'll get into some rando news, and let's go. Let's do this.
Don't look at your stocks today.
I mean, why would we be doing that right now at the start of the show anyway? This guy's got a problem, clearly. Like, we're doing a show. He's checking stocks.
When do you check your stocks?
Not when we start the show 5 minutes into it. I usually do it like on my ride in.
Well, I mean,
when I get home.
Don't you do it like throughout your whole day?
No.
Is that the whole point?
Nope. Are you selling today? So what, are you trying to drive yourself crazy?
You don't know if you're selling or not. Because how do you know if
I know I'm not.
Yeah, do you rely on someone to call you and say, "Oh, this popped" or "This is tanking"?
I know I'm not.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I do. I rely on Rich to like start freaking out, being like, "Make sure you sell this.
Buy this. Sell this."
That is true. Rich serves a purpose. You need friends like Rich.
All right, well,
Sell.
I'm not going to tell you. If something pops or tanks, I'm just going to sell or buy and then be like, "Well, sorry, guys." It's
SPPI. If anyone knows when to sell that piece of shit stock, let me know.
ITRM. When can I sell that? Rich, text me.
So let me know.
Call me in the morning.
Rich is on it.
Well, I'm looking at things all day and I'm just saddened by today. But you know what? Next week they figure out what the debt ceiling. So either China's going to take over and the world's going to collapse,
the roof is the ceiling, man.
Or they'll figure something out.
Yeah,
is that what's going to happen? Is it a matter of
China?
Is it a matter of next week they figure things out, or China takes over?
China.
Hey, Spot, you do look like you're here in the room and you're in New Jersey, huh?
I know, isn't that crazy? So other than playing the show intro, I have figured out how to remotely control the show. It's fantastic.
Amazing. No, seriously. Technology. Look at us.
I can switch cameras from a completely different location.
Doing big things.
Doing big things.
Keeping it rolling.
The fart's still on the wall. Yeah.
Welcome to our Patreon, patreon.com/Covino and Rich. Send that link to your friends. Let's keep it moving. Let's do this. Kid I graduated with. He always said, present. Sat right next to Jack Diddley Do. Let's do this. Diddley Do, Covino. We were all right there.
I have such I have such travel anxieties today.
Why?
I don't know why, and I never usually do. It just I'm freaking out about how far we need to go today on our road trip. And
Oh, you got a lot of ground to cover.
there's a lot of ground to cover between California and Texas, Spot. And usually I think why in the past I haven't had the anxiety is for two reasons. Because every time we have done the drive, I know that Nico, our buddy Nico, is step one along the way. Like, stop at Nico's. That's like 7 hours away, 6-7 hours. Get there. Step one, done. And I do it in little chunks. I think we're going to try to go as far as we can today and tonight.
What's the total amount of hours from
Yeah,
here
yeah.
to
I'd say 18 to 20.
grandma's?
Ooh.
18 to 20 hours.
Yeah,
You're going over the river and through the woods.
Yeah.
to grandmother's house.
Let me look up her
big
address
trip.
and I'll tell you if it tells me. I'll tell you if I left right now. Let's see. New Braunfels. If I were to leave right now, it's saying I would get there at. By the way, I also lose 2 hours going that way. It's saying 18 hours and 56 minutes. So 19 hours plus stopping, gas, kids, food. It's like a 20-hour trip. And
Les Miserables.
we were
That's
originally
pretty
like,
good
do we try to make it to El Paso today? I'm like, that seems like fucking awfully ambitious. I don't want to make this a 3-day trip. Does that make sense? But I might,
yeah,
maybe
of course.
just for the betterment of my mindset, we do.
You could do 20 hours in 2 solid days, I think.
All right, so Spot, we're done with the show.
Sarah's doing most of the driving, isn't she?
Well, I mean, we split it. We go back and forth, like couple hours. But if I leave here, let's say by noon West Coast time,
Yeah.
keep in mind, last time we traveled with Ben, he was a little baby, so he's like sleeping for chunks at a time. Now you have to worry about like occupying 2 kids in the back seat. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just freaking out about it, and I never freak out about stuff like this. But I'm like, oh,
How do you plan on doing the show tomorrow?
I actually thought about this. Wherever I am
Is the place to be?
is the place to
there
be.
you'll be.
Whether I'm in, my realistic goal is Tucson or Las Cruces.
Las Cruces.
Now, here's the problemo. Las Cruces. I only thought of one possible problem. I can't make it to Central Time, and I'll tell you why. Because if I go beyond Mountain Time, then I can't do the show in full tomorrow because I would have to check out of a hotel by noon or 1 the latest, right? So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like wherever I go tonight, I'm going to wake up, do this show, and then get back on the road. If I'm in Central Time, I won't be at a place that will allow me to stay during the hours of our show. So I can't go into Central Time anyway. Not that I was going to, but I don't know, man.
How do you like what I'm Key has to say about it? Shout out to Mauser.
Rich acting like he's the first parent to ever travel with kids. Am I acting like that, or am I just talking to you? I'm Key. You know what?
No,
You know what sucks? It sucks is that
No.
you can't say what you really feel on Patreon.
Yes, you
Please
can.
do. I think what you're saying is that you're just trying to figure out logistics of it,
And it's giving them
because
anxiety.
You have a show to do in between, so it's not
Yeah,
like you can
yeah.
just be like,
There's-
hey,
What,
it's
the thought
3
of
days to
20
drive there.
hours?
You have obligations that you need to attend to in the middle of just taking a family trip.
But it's sort of making him feel some type of way that he hasn't felt before.
Yeah,
On
I'm
top of that.
usually, to be honest, I'm usually pretty easy breezy with any type of travel, vacationing, anything. I'm like, hey, whatever. We get there when we get there, or hey, we'll get to the airport, we'll get on the road. But to me, it's like, what if like an hour or so into the car ride, Ben's just irritable and shitty?
I mean,
and it doesn't stop.
It's possible.
It's
It
very
happens.
possible.
It happens.
And I'm just, I look at the map and I'm like, I would really love to be halfway by the end of the day. But that means if I leave by noon or 1 o'clock, am I going to be in the car with Sarah and the 2 kids and Piper Waffles, the doggy, for 12 hours from noon till midnight? That's fucking, and that's really taking us probably about halfway.
Les Miserables.
Anyway, so that's my problems. But
Ah,
if
stressful.
you're wondering why if I seem a little anxious or a little stressed, I just know that as soon as I'm done with this show,
If you,
I
by the
still
way,
have to
if you
record
wanna-
a bunch
we
of
could do
shit.
the show an hour earlier tomorrow.
it's possible,
Come on.
Spot, but I doubt it. I think we'll be all
We
right.
can adjust our times. That's the beauty of this.
That's the beauty of Patreon. Thanks for being part of it, guys.
I'm okay with that, 'cause I'm
FoxSportsRadio.com.
just working from home.
We'll do whatever we got to do to make it happen. Rich has a long excursion.
Yeah.
Excursion.
It just
a tribe
seems-
called Quest style. Excursion.
It just seems like
20 hours
It seems
of
like a
blech.
lot. It just seems like a lot.
It is
ahead
a
of me.
lot. 20 hours with your dog in the car and the kids crying and everything. That is a lot. I don't blame you.
Actually,
For being a little,
someone
about
on the Podbean has it up. Driving in the middle of the night might be your key. So maybe you like try and space it out where Sarah drives or you drive, but someone's driving overnight because the kids will be zonked out.
But when do
So
the
you won't
adults
even
sleep?
have to worry
then?
about them.
When do the adults sleep?
I'm saying you space it out between you and Sarah. That's why you have two people.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's insinuating like we could both sleep in the car. Like I don't think I could sleep for chunks of hours in a car.
Take
I think I
some,
need a hotel to sleep for at least like 4 or 5 hours.
I mean, I
right?
think you deserve it, bud.
yeah.
Yo, why you, like, again, you're being stingy for your own comfort.
Stingy. What does that mean?
Like, you deserve it. Fucking, you're driving 20 hours?
No,
You could
it's not-
dip
I
off.
wasn't trying to say like I'm trying to avoid hotel stays.
I
I'm just
thought you
saying
were like trying
no.
to
Someone
cut
said
the
dri-
corner there.
No,
I'm like,
someone
yo,
said
man,
someone-
you should relax and enjoy your fucking
No,
trip
someone
the best
said
you
drive
can.
in the middle of the night when the kids are sleeping, and then I said, well, when the kids are awake, we have to be awake also.
I'm on your team.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I'm
So,
saying
yeah.
whatever makes it easier for Rich is the best solution here, because I think that is a lot to take on,
So-
regardless of the fact that anyone with kids has to do the
Yeah,
same
I
thing.
mean, Sarah
it's
and
still, 20 hours in the car.
No, Sarah and I are
I hate
Sarah and
that.
I are trying to
I
take
hate that
the
with no
approach.
kids.
We're trying to take the approach of let's just have fun with it. So like let's avoid all stress.
it's an
Whatever
adventure.
happens, happens.
It's
It's
an
an adventure.
adventure.
Let's have fun. Yeah, that's
mind shift, mindset.
yeah, that's the mind shift you
it's
all
gonna be
need.
crazy, but it'll be
No,
fun.
we're gonna look
Make
back. We're
memories.
gonna look back. What memories? You know, remember our road trips with when the kids were little?
You gotta adjust your focus.
I
a
can't
little.
fall asleep in a car. I'm with you, Andrew, which is why, like Sarah could, much like he's saying, his wife could. So,
If you're
with that
tired enough,
said,
you
with
can fall
that said,
asleep
with that
anywhere.
mindset, if I was like, oh yeah, we'll just drive through the whole middle of the night and the kids sleep, the next morning I'll still be awake, and the kids are up. So yeah, impossible. But hey, that's just my silly issue that,
You need some edibles.
like someone said, I can't have edibles. I'm driving on the roads.
You could do it.
Take your time, be safe. Yeah, I might make it a 3-day, but I think in the past, like I said, knowing that a third of the way in we stay with our friends for a day always made it a little easier. But hey, you know what I'll do? I'll occupy my time with you guys. I'll do some behind the velvet ropes and some Instagram lives and stuff like that from the ROAD.
From the road. All right, so
Yeah.
hope you had a great weekend. We'll talk about everything we did. Speaking of Rich's trip, I'll just piggyback off that to dive into the show a little further.
Road trip anxiety.
Rich is taking his road trip for the holidays, 20 hours, and along the way he's stopping by our pal Nico's place. Is sort of like a
No,
tradition
not this
now.
time. I usually do. Not
No,
this time.
normally
Yeah,
you do.
yeah.
Okay, so normally that's part of the routine. They make a little dip in Arizona, and they say, how do you do to a pal? And then they go on their way again toward grandma's house. Now, the other day, our buddy Nico called me up. I just want to know what you thought about this.
Oh, by the way, so let me just clear this up so that people understand. One last question. Did Rich say why he's not flying? Great question, Kimmy G. I love Kimmy G, by the way. One of our biggest supporters.
Fantastic.
Kimmy G.
Kimmy Gibbler?
I would. That means you can't, Spot.
Kimberly Giles, what's up?
Remember that whole thing? I
She can
can't,
get
so
this.
you would. So anyway,
I did, so you won't.
I could, which means you can't. Don't pick up hitchhikers? Yeah, probably a good idea. Why am I not flying? I think because of the fact that we're going to be gone for, better part of a week and a half or so. Once we get to Texas, then we'd have to worry about a rental car. Then we have our whole dilemma again about our dog. What if we have a hassle with our dog on and off the plane? If I leave the dog,
Still fat.
if I leave the dog here, by the way, I think the dog lost weight and it could probably do it, but I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the anxiety of going to the airport and not knowing if it's going to work. Does that make sense? So it's like be without a car, have to travel with bags and car seats and all this bullshit. Plus, then if we don't bring our dog, then we have to figure out, we have to pay like $1,000 for our dog, for someone to watch our dog for a couple weeks. It just seems like a big hassle. So Sarah's like, we'll have our own car. We don't have to worry about packing all this shit.
Christopher Frey says your hair is on the no-fly list. Is that true? Your
Yes.
hair? I don't even know
Yeah,
what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
But thank you, Chris.
Rich, you
Appreciate
just
it.
you need to invest in like a Cessna and just fly yourself back and forth now. Now that you got like a family of 4 with a
Yeah,
dog,
that's a good idea.
just get your own plane.
Yeah.
SpongeBob Popsicle says, leave the dog with me. I'm allergic to dogs, especially Rich's dog.
Yeah.
That dog has hair everywhere. His hair, her hair, is everywhere. Screaming infidelities and messing with my allergies. So that's Rich's doggy, his responsibilities.
Yeah, it just it's not a big deal. It just, again, we talk about our lives on this show. So I'm just telling you that all last night, all I kept thinking was, I gotta wake up, I gotta record all this extra shit for Pop 2K and the Pulse and Hits One and do our show and pack. I still haven't packed. I still haven't like packed a thing. So like I'm just like that.
Back in your whole life.
I have that like Covino, not throwing it at you, but like that Covino like uneasy anxiety that you always talk about. Like something you just feel like uneasy.
Like there's something on
Like I just
your agenda that you're forgetting about.
Yeah,
or
you know.
got too much on your plate, or what was that I was supposed to do? Or like, yeah, that uneasy feeling is what I often have. So
I mean, yes, Andrew, I could board the dog, but what I said, then it's like $1,000, and that's an extra $1,000 to board the dog. You know, I'm a little crabby, but I'm feeling good though, and I have a couple funny stories today. And you know what stories you guys love more than any? Ones that make me look stupid, and I have a really good one today. So I have an embarrassing story.
Ooh.
We'll talk about life, relationships, everything as we get closer and closer to Thanksgiving. Spot, I have a question, being that you're cook guy. Everyone loves Spotty's cooking.
I'm turkey boy.
Being that you're not home, are you going to try to inject yourself into the cooking wherever you're going, or do you just sit back and chill? Or do you have to?
Well, we're spending Thanksgiving at my in-laws, and whenever I'm at my in-laws, I do most of the cooking anyway.
really?
So yeah,
Wow.
I'll probably
Pretty
do a
bold.
lot of I always do a lot of the Thanksgiving prep. So yeah, I'll be all over it.
I just figure you're on the road. Wouldn't you think you would just sit back and chill?
No.
I would say
all in
that
that.
they're hosting, so more reason for you to relax and let them do what they do.
Have you ever had
You're
a say
going to their house. I know you're part of the family and all, but they're still your
It's not-
in-laws,
not-
and it's like their Thanksgiving. Why do you got to take control of everything?
No, it's not that I'm taking control. They want me to do it. They
Of course.
invite me to take like.
Well, I guess you're good. You're good at
it.
it, but do you think it's because the same reason why we let you do certain things? Because you're just sort of like, if you're not in control, you're sort of annoying about it. Like, do you think there's a part of your wife's family that's like, well, he's good at it, and he's sort of like micromanaging it?
Jump in and do stuff.
Oh, hold on. There's Kristen. I didn't even see her in the background.
They don't hate it, but you make it sound like my mother doesn't cook. It's like you go in there and insert yourself.
There it is.
See, I knew
Exactly.
it. I knew it because you can't help yourself. Like,
No, my mother-in-law's a fantastic cook.
I think
Well,
that's
then,
annoying.
honestly,
I think
I'll
Spot's
sit there
annoying
the
for
whole
that.
day. I'm not doing
Like,
anything
get
on
the fuck
Thursday
out.
night.
I really feel like that.
I'm with Kristen. Spot, you're the best cook of all our friends, but you are the type that you will somehow find
It's like
your
trying
way.
to take over some dude's grill.
No,
It's like his grill.
Spot will weave his way into the grill or the kitchen, and because he's so good at it, we all accept it. But I can promise you, Kristen's family was probably like, "Yeah, he's cooking because he's just fucking throwing himself in there."
And they're probably whispering about it behind his back. Like, well, this guy's always fucking like butting into our holiday
Kristen's sisters are probably like, "Well, yeah, Christian's gonna just come here and take over anyway."
I'm perfectly happy to sit back and do absolutely nothing.
You should. You
They-
totally
she
should.
invites. She's like, "What are you making? What are we doing? What's happening? Shit needs to get done." Lots to happen on Thanksgiving.
I know you're coming from a good place of trying to help
course.
and make it better. I know you're not coming from a bad sort of
No,
angle here,
I'm
but-
seriously, like my mother-in-law is a fantastic cook. She makes a lot of great food, a lot of Italian delicacies, and anything else. But on Thanksgiving, it's like she just knows that I always do a lot of cooking, and she just kind of throws me in there and makes me do it.
You know what he does, Covino?
Oh,
He probably
come on.
lingers enough that he'll be like, "Oh, you know what you should do? I have a good trick for basting," and he'll just insert himself into fun little situations, and then eventually, much like me at the grill or someone else, like you eventually say, it's fine. You fucking do it, man. You're really good at it. Go ahead. And you know what? If you have a spot in your life that's a good cook that wants to insert themselves, hey, let them do it, right?
Well,
What
it
else am I
depends.
doing?
You think
Watching
like
football?
It depends what sort of family you roll in. If you have a family or a mom or dad who takes a lot of pride in cooking their food, why the fuck would they want Spot to be interjecting his recipes and his
Oh,
techniques when it's their household?
Because he's
and
good
their
at it.
family and they're hosting. Yeah, but who's to say they're not taking a lot of pride in that? I don't think for a fucking second you'd walk into my parents' house and try to take over their kitchen, even though you're coming from a helpful place. You know, they're in their zone. They're preparing their meal. They've got 30-something years of experience. They need you to come in there and put an apron on?
Lisa Paragio said her mother-in-law wrecks her kitchen and ruins all the meals. She's rude and pushy and tells me what to do.
I'm not saying that, you know, some people aren't welcoming of that, as they should be. It's a get-together. It's a gathering. It's from a good place, like I said. It's fun. But to think that everybody would be okay with that, you're out of your mind.
Hey, Spotty, you going to insert your Fox Sports football knowledge on the family, with being that there's 3 games on?
My in-laws are not a sports family, so they won't care.
You won't watch football? You gonna watch you gonna watch the parade on rerun over and over?
Honestly,
replay?
That's one thing that I don't try and take control of, because there's either my father-in-law will want to watch something, or there's kids in the house now. So who knows? Who knows what's going to be on the TV as we're all crammed in there?
Grogu.
Might not even be on.
Grogu. Grogu.
Okay.
What did you just say?
She said no.
No what?
I said, does your family really hate when I cook? And she said no.
Okay, well, have fun then, Spot. I'm
I
not
mean,
trying. We're
you're
not
a
trying to be-
lovable guy. I doubt that they
Why are
hate
you
you.
going to ruin a one joy that I have left in my life? And that's cooking on Thanksgiving.
I know. And that's why, you know. Wait, hold on. Your dad with the zingers today? I'm missing the feedback.
No, it's my mom doing comedy.
Oh,
It's
your mom's doing
Cedric.
comedy?
It's Steve Harvey,
And-
Cedric,
And
D.L.
Hortensia.
Hughley, and my mom, the kings of comedy.
What did Big Steve say? Hold on.
My mom says, "What do you mean cooking Thanksgiving? I thought we only ate cereal at the Covino household," based on my conversation on Friday's
That's
Free
all I-
Twitch
that's all I
Friday,
know about
because
it.
I said we grew up on cereal, which is 100% true. All of my sisters will
Oh,
back
I
me
can
up
see
on
your
that.
mom being like, oh, yeah, okay. Like,
Yeah, she had such a fucking issue about, you mean to tell me I didn't cook all the time? She was so angry that I said we grew up on cereal.
Based on
which
what you tell
we
me,
did.
Based on what you
I'm
tell
not
me,
saying my mom never
I
cooked,
have to tell your
but we
mom.
did.
I have to tell your mom. Based
90% of our diet was cereal and fast food.
based on what I
Cereal?
know.
Steakums
Yeah.
and fast food.
I
That's
wasn't
all you're gonna
complaining.
have.
It just was.
Hey, I'm not trying to insult your mom.
What about all the Salisbury steaks?
I'm not trying to insult your mom, but if you listen to this radio show, Tent, you would think that your son was raised on. I have a list here: Steakums, Taylor ham
Steakums.
sandwiches,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
cereal, and guzzling sodas from your dad's vending machine.
It's true. It's
And,
absolutely true.
and candy. So
And chocolate cow.
yeah, to us. No offense to your mom, she raised 5 kids, but apparently you
Of
raised
course
all.
she made
apparently
meals
you
during
raised
the
all,
week.
Apparently you raised all 5 kids on
During the week she worked. On the
on
weekends she made
candy.
meatloaf.
And one,
you know?
and one pizza for 5 kids that were on a Friday night.
My mom could cook her ass off when she cooks. She cooked on the weekends, which is great. Who would expect more? But throughout the week, we were eating cereal, and I loved it. And I said it, and my mom was so offended. What about the pepper steak I made?
No,
you?"
apparently, from what I understand, all Covino had, like you even said it the other day. You said sometimes we had cereal for dinner. So your mom's like, "You're trying to
she
tell
was-
me, okay, Steven."
She was so offended. If you missed that show, Free Twitch Friday, catch it on our Twitch, twitch.tv/Covino and Rich. Anywho, yeah, that's my mom chiming in. Thank you all for chiming in.
Yeah.
Andy Bennett, John ZL, Kyle in Pennsylvania, Taco Ren, Terry Hickey, Zush. We appreciate
surprised,
all the feedback coming in. Again, a lot of people wonder, where are we reading the feedback from? When we send out our Patreon links, there's a direct link to YouTube right there. So it says direct link YouTube right there in our Patreon updates every day.
Yeah.
If you want to chime in live as we go, if you're listening in the future on the podcast, we appreciate you. If you're a tier 2 watching us, thank you very much. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's carry on. Let's continue. Spot, again, I get it. You're going to do you. But, you know, for everyone else listening, I think you do you respectfully, understanding that not everybody wants you to fucking step in on their meal.
I make bomb stuffing. I think your mom's calling in. Can I put her on?
Yeah,
I think it'll work.
I would love to hear this if your mom's calling.
Okay, I think.
I don't think.
Hello, 10?
Too early for my mom.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I gotta talk. I gotta talk.
Okay, let's hear it. Apparently, 10, I wrote down, Covino told me, your son told me, that a typical day in your house was sugary cereal.
And all of my siblings will
Wait,
back me up.
Hold on.
Every one of
Sugary
them.
cereal.
Absolutely every one of them.
Buttered tortillas, Entenmann's cakes and Steakums, and nothing else.
I never said that, but it's true.
I just got to tell you, he is so full of it. Wish I could go and through the TV and punch him right in his nose.
All right. Well, hold on. What?
Nanny poof poof. All of my siblings would agree.
Yeah,
every one of them.
What? So you're saying he didn't just eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
All his siblings. I wish his siblings would call up. I cooked every freaking day. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Mentiroso.
Yeah,
Lies.
we had cereal.
I'm not complaining.
I
Who's
would always
complaining?
have it for them just in case they wanted a snack on something. So I want to know what the hell he's talking about. He must be mixing me up with somebody else.
Well, he told me that he told me that he had Captain Crunch 3 days a week for dinner.
And I still came home and made stuff. And on the weekends, I would cook and have food for the rest of the week. So don't even listen to him because he's full of crap.
I agree.
Making
on
me
weekends.
look like a lazy mother. You know what? You must be mixing me up with some other women you live with, butt face.
Live with? That's pretty rude.
Maybe she said lived with.
Oh, lived with. Well, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
But so wait, you're trying to say he didn't have Cocoa Crisp 5 days a week?
Yeah, that was really rude.
Wow,
really rude.
She's really upset.
I don't care. That's my truth. I told her she was really mad on Friday. So Rich is like all proud of his instigation, his instigating.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to be silly, but I feel like your mom is genuinely mad at you.
But it's the truth. What do you want from me?
She said she cooked every night for you.
But never a bad complaint. That's the truth. We grew up on cereal. Like, how's that a bad thing? Like, I wasn't saying we're on welfare cockroaches. You know, we were poor and my family was struggling, so all they fed us was cookie crumbs and Crispies. Like, I never said that. I said we grew up on a fucking steady diet of cereal.
And cockroaches.
And cockroaches.
No, but hold on.
Over there. I'm going over there for dinner tonight, so 10 can cook for me.
Oh, my God.
Greg Kelly says that was awesome. Maybe for you. For me, that was like, I want to pull my hair out.
You know,
Steve's mom might cancel her Patreon. That'd be fine with me, Alejandro, to be honest. I appreciate their support, but I don't need them listening all the time.
By the way,
especially and when they're going to like go against the truth. That's the truth. And that's not even a complaint. I just said my mom worked up until this year every day. So during the week, she wasn't always cooking, but on the weekend she was, of course. But Monday through Friday, I ate a lot of cereal. That was my choice.
By the way, it's not just your...
How is that a bad thing? That's my fucking truth.
It's not just your mom. I think moms in general will they'll get defensive when you say...
It's not my fault.
Like Jason's saying, I can see how your mom takes as an insult. It's insinuating that she didn't take care of her family.
Well,
you don't mean that, but that's
projection. I don't mean that like not even a bit. So if that's how she's going to interpret it, that's on her, not on me. Not on me at all. I ate cereal. I loved cereal. That was my choice.
Does your mom still have a house phone?
Yeah, but they don't use it.
Oh, I was going to say, because if she did, she would have slammed the phone.
Bill Jackson says, is Cove puffy? Yes, I am. Carved up this weekend, Bill. It's called recovery. You okay with that? Let's talk about your hairline. Let's talk about Bill Jackson's hairline. Want to do that?
Well, dude, you're getting on everyone today.
You want to do that?
Oh,
we
man.
Can do that. We can do that. Am I puffy? Yeah. I had some pizza this weekend. Had some chicken parm. I'm trying to build my energy back up. Trying to get some calories in there. So maybe I am.
Is it true that you blamed your mom for your COVID hospital visit because you just never got the nutrients as a child? That's what someone said.
Yeah. Salisbury steak and
they said at the hospital
and
they were
Hungry
like,
Man TV dinners.
They were like,
they
were like Steve Covino's.
Didn't give me the nutrition I needed.
According to your charts here, you would have avoided the hospital had your mother given you the proper nutrients.
That's funny.
Oh,
well,
man.
Anyway, way to go, Rich. Let's see what you did, you little jerk.
Me?
Yeah, you're the one instigating the whole thing.
You're the one that
She's
said
calling back.
You're the one that said Capitan Crunch was your lifeline,
which was like no shot whatsoever.
Oh, here we go. I love 10. Go, Adam. Go. Let's hear this. Let's get it out there. Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, you know, really, I think the COVID that COVID-19 really did affect his brain. He's crazy. You know, he really is. And it goes to show you how ungrateful people are. I want to tell you something. I made sure I gave them the best of everything. And now he's telling me I fed him cereal?
How's that an insult? Get over it. Honestly, get over it.
I'm going to give him shredded wheat. I really am going to give him shredded wheat.
I don't care.
Man. Now, Ted, every time I've been to your house, you've had good food. So I believe you, I think.
Don't try to get on her good side now. You just riled her up for no reason. All this is Rich's fault.
I don't know. It's not my
Passing
fault.
comment for me.
It's not my fault. All right. Love you, Tent. I think she's listening back to hear how angry she's getting.
She needs to get this cereal.
That's what I'm eating now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to stay regular. Maybe I'm puffy because I'm a little backed up, Bill. Backed up. Trying to get my digestive system back on track.
What's your offense to that?
That's what I'm eating nowadays.
You know what your mom should do? She should
my
send
cereal
you.
of choice. I'm back on the cereal. Actually, we discovered that Cheerios was the best healthy option moving forward if you missed Friday's show. But I implore you, riveting cereal discussion. I'm a serial killer.
I didn't instigate this shit
Again,
at all.
Twitch.tv/Covino and Rich. Twitch.tv/Covino and Rich if you missed Friday's riveting serial killing discussion.
By the way, just for the record, I didn't instigate any
Absolutely
of this.
did. But I really don't care because that's on her. Jason Brown hit it perfectly. What I said was never meant to be an insult, not even in the vicinity or realm of insulting to anybody. So if someone wants to interpret it that way, that is on them 1,000%. It was never meant to be a knock, a diss, any sort of insinuation of neglect, any sort of criticism whatsoever. It was my story. So to interpret it in such a personal way, it was never meant to be personal. So for that reason, I'm out. I don't really care, to be honest. Am I grateful that my mom made me food?
Did you guys grow up?
I never said she didn't. I told you I just ate a lot of cereal growing up. How is that why should I lie about that to make someone else feel good? I loved my cereal. I still do. Serial killer. But when my mom cooked, I loved that shit too. I wasn't complaining. I was just telling a story. Listen back.
I just
Listen
texted.
back. If anything sounded remotely like a complaint, I'll fucking eat my hat with cereal.
I just texted your siblings. A simple. Did you guys grow up on a ton of cereal?
Boxes,
in your house?
bro.
Well, hold on.
Fucking cabinets full.
And by the way, which of the 4 siblings?
You think I don't see other people's households and how they live? We have fucking boxes of cereal versus you're 2.
Which is the
7, 8 boxes at a time.
Which is the one sibling that ruins the group text with the green?
I don't know.
Who's the
Probably
android?
my sister Jen. I don't know.
Probably Jen.
Okay.
She's
Oh, your sister said, yeah, and it's still all I eat.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no,
so
now Jen's involved.
Our whole family is a cereal family. Serial killers. So my mom is the one who's taking it personal and weird about it. So
Why do you gotta upset your mom? It's
Me,
Thanksgiving
Rich
week.
did.
It's all about family.
Rich did.
Tommy, your brother just goes.
And then she brought my ex into it.
No, I don't want to instigate the Covino family.
What did my brother say?
No, because I'm instigating the family Thanksgiving week. I don't want to be that guy, but I will say what your brother said. Your brother said when he was a kid, all he ate was Salisbury steak and Cocoa Pebbles.
We all did, man. We loved it. So it was never a knock. It was never a knock. We love our mom's cooking, but man.
But Jen said she loves cereal so much that if she was on a desert island, deserted, she would bring cereal as her one food because she loved it so much.
Same
as
with
a
my
kid.
sister Grace, dude. My Grace would say peanut butter crunch is her daily staple. My sister, if they check her DNA, it says peanut butter crunch. They trace her back to the captain.
Let it go.
I'm trying to defend. I'm trying to defend his mom because every time I've been to the Covino house,
what is Big Stevie?
They've always been. There's always nice barbecue food in the back, or your mom's cooking something.
Weekends.
Back in the day, your grandmother even made me tortillas. It's. Listen,
dude, you're acting like because I said I ate cereal that we didn't have food.
Oh no,
you're acting the same way my mom did.
Oh no,
no one fucking said that, man.
I said, I'm like, I wrote to your siblings. I go, tell me your mom cooked all the time because she called in and Steven said all he ate was cereal. Your sister said cereal and vending machine food. We should all be 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And then
my sister
your
grew up
brother,
on honey buns.
Then your brother said she made the occasional chicken cutlet, yo.
Chicken cutlets are bomb. Not gonna lie about that.
The occasional chicken.
For real. No, my mom does make bomb chicken cutlets.
I don't know.
But I ate more Little Debbie than chicken cutlets.
She said that your mom would cook great meals on the weekend.
Hello? Did I fucking say anything different? Did I ever say anything different? Never. Not once. Not once. Not a once. And that was my choice. I lived there for a long ass time. I was a grown adult. I didn't have to eat cereal if I didn't want to. I chose to. That's on me.
Oh, what's your dad say? I love your dad's feedback. Or is this your mom as your dad? Everyone forgets you can't raise 5 kids, had a job, cooked when she. Oh, this your dad. Raised 5 kids, cooked when she could, and now everyone's living with sissies.
That is true.
Yeah, but who's
I grew up in a
pointing
big
fingers at
household as
anybody?
well.
Who's pointing fingers? Like, you can't tell me what I did when I know what I did. No one's pointing fingers at anyone. No one's accusing anyone of anything bad. I never once said that. I said I love cereal. I fucking killed cereal my whole life.
Grace, your sister Grace said, it was a different time. Your mom was working full-time, 5 kids. They say you got more home-cooked meals than them because you were the only kid for a while.
Probably so.
You're ungrateful.
Yeah, ungrateful because I said I love cereal.
I'm team Hortensia. Just saying, putting it out there. Team Big Steve.
I'd love for you guys to listen back to hear me say anything negative about my childhood. Please do that. The guy that speaks the most fondly about his childhood. Please listen back. Friday's show was free on Twitch.
Let me tell you something. Living the dad life.
People hear what they want, bud.
Living the dad life from the other perspective now, being the dad. I'll be honest with you. I know my kids are still little, so they're not, their palates aren't advanced palate yet. But when I tell you, there's just so much mac and cheese and chicken nuggets floating around this place because it's easy. It's what they like. And I'm lucky that my daughter eats and likes green beans and broccoli. And that's because I think we convinced her that dinosaurs love broccoli and be a dinosaur. Like, when you got little kids, you're not cooking gourmet meals all the time.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, dino nuggets and
Who
mac and cheese.
Who the fuck expects that?
Know
Did
what
I
mean?
ever say, when I was a kid, man, all the other kids had gourmet meals every night. I was neglected. Boo.
You know what?
That was like never the vibe or the tone or nothing about what I said was ever accusatory of anything negative whatsoever. So again, people hear what they want. Parents are no exception to the rule.
I think you've talked about this many a times, but the foods that re-enter your house because you have kids, like
that's what
my daughter,
the discussion was on Friday.
My daughter
got back into the cereal ritual that I enjoyed. But I got up earlier this morning just so I could have my cereal.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like something like this morning before you got here. Emmy wanted an Eggo waffle. And know what she puts on it? Not syrup, believe it or not. She puts a little peanut butter. She wants an Eggo waffle with a little peanut butter. I'm like, you know what? That or oatmeal. And I'm like, those are 2 wins because I feel like better than sugary cereal. But yeah, Eggo waffles are back in the mix. Cereal's back in the mix. I feel like I said, on the weekend.
Fucking DJ Khaled is back in the mix.
On the weekend, I'm getting fucking hotcakes at McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's breakfast in years, but because it's easy. When you got kids, life's a little trickier to navigate with that shit. Let's see. I'm glad everyone's having a good show, but Steve's just a little bitter. Just cut him some slack. Yeah,
a little bitter about what? Tell me what I'm bitter about. Not feeling good?
Maybe.
I'm bitter about not feeling good. I don't feel good, but I'm having a great show. I didn't plan on talking about cereal again.
Feel like
I didn't plan on my mom calling up and insulting people and me and talking about.
Think about it. All
my
that cereal,
truth
it made you into the stud that you were.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
dude,
continue to be.
I'm not complaining about anything.
You know what my mom used to get all the time, and I'm sure it was part of either one of your households as well.
And I'm not bitter. I'm trying to get better.
Nowadays, Spot, I do the those bags of tortellini from Ralph's. They make it seem like it's fresher because it's in like separate bags, like a different type of bag. It's not in the frozen food section.
I grew up on Cento's ravioli.
Spot, I want you to look up ravioli for me.
Cento's frozen ravioli.
Can you show me a brand?
Circles.
There's a brand of ravioli that I feel like was part of my family's like twice a week. Can you look up Celentano ravioli? They're like tiny. They're a little circle. I just don't know if that's an East Coast or not, but look up Celentano ravioli. I feel like that shit was part of the weekly. That chicken cutlets. What else? What else is part of your TV dinners?
For me, it was
Celentano.
It was Trick cereal.
Yeah, those the Celentano beef ravioli or cheese ravioli.
I didn't know by expressing my love of cereal it'd be offensive to anyone in my family.
I'm a couple weeks away from Chef Boyardee. No, you know what we're trying to do? Sarah and I are saying when we get back from Texas, we need to start thinking of better, healthy meals because we're resorting to fast food a little much because the kids eat earlier, and then sometimes we don't eat, and then we're eating later, and it's like, yo, like we're eating a little
much, you know, like
Yeah.
resorting to like fast food a little much, you know.
And because we're not like gaining weight or looking shitty quite yet, we're accepting it. Like, man, just too many quick runs to like Taco Bell or McDonald's or grab a little something quick because it's just easy, but it'll catch up. Definitely never had those. Wow. Yeah, Celentano.
Guys, here's what we're learning Thanksgiving week as Thanksgiving approaches. Avoid any conversation of social issues, gender norms, politics, Kyle Rittenhouse, and of course, your love of cereals.
Yeah, hot topics.
Do not question your mom's cooking when she was working throughout your childhood. Or don't express your love of Fruity Pebbles. It's offensive.
Crockpot
Just
cooking.
Talk about 2022 and all the fun times to come.
I fully support
Crockpot cooking, I fully endorse, by the way, Eric. That is a great solution. I agree. Throw some chicken
Great
in
solution.
the crock pot.
DD7.
Chicken,
DD7.
vegetables, beef,
Yeah.
anything. Just throw it in the crock pot. It's ready by nighttime.
Yeah.
Riveting. Well, this is riveting discussion, guys.
Well, hey, that's
Riveting.
All right. Sorry. We'll move on. Cereal. Who knew?
Cereal.
Not even sure how we got here. Does Melody still not eat anything microwaved? Does she eat cereal? Colin, Pennsylvania, you
It's a good
know,
question.
I mean, she'll eat it warmed up for sure. She just doesn't like things cooked in the microwave. She's a little picky about that. But if I have to heat it up, I'll heat it up. I'm not playing by those rules. If I have to warm it up, like a soup or something on the stove, and it makes her happy, I will. But yeah, the microwave is in action. And as far as cereal, yeah, she eats cereal, but she doesn't really like milk that much. So she's always leaving the milk, but she eats cereal almost every day. So she's at the house right now. Got her all Thanksgiving week. Excited about it. Hope you enjoy your friends and family this week. Got a big party night coming up. Some roast beast.
Do you have her
Black
for
Friday sale.
Do you have your daughter for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What's the plan for food? Your sister and stuff? Like,
Eat.
yeah, but who's cooking?
Jordan.
Oh, okay.
And my sister is going to bring some sides. My sister Grace.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, some people coming by.
Nice.
Just low key, peaceful. That's all I want.
Don't talk about cereal again, everyone. Just
I
a
don't want
reminder.
anyone, to bring up anything stupid.
I
Let's
bet
just
you
hang out and have a
that
good time.
Rittenhouse kid, his family fed him better than cereal.
Yeah.
Man, who knew?
It's
All right.
exhausting to me.
Well, hey,
Like-
I'll. You guys could now make fun of me, so the heat's off of you.
Oh, sweet.
Spot, you're next. Don't worry. Oh, we already got Spot a little bit.
Yeah, you bothered me. You ruined my Thanksgiving. You ruined the Covino family Thanksgiving. You ruined the Sorge Tice family Thanksgiving.
Well, trust me.
Keep going.
Trust me. I'm when I go to Texas, I feel like I'll be aggravated by everything also. But I have a story from this weekend that I think you guys will laugh at me, which is fun. And I don't know what to do about it because it's one of those.
Hold on, pause, because I was going to say something about the travels. You interrupted. I never got to it.
Oh,
My
go
mom
ahead.
called up. It got annoying, eye-rolly to the fullest.
Oh,
Just
you were
for the
going to
sake
say
of- for the sake of, I was completely cut off, and I don't want to dive into it now, but I want to acknowledge it. Let me just say that normally you go to see our buddy Nico. Nico called me recently, and we haven't talked in a minute, right? And he was like, "Yo, how you feeling, man? Like, I know you were sick, and just wanted to check in, say what's up." It was nice to hear his voice, right? Because I hadn't talked to him on the phone, although we see each other on social media
Yeah.
all the time, and we communicate that way. We were just, chatting it up and talking about the show and laughing about you and just small talk, talking about his son. And I was smiling. As my parents claim, I'm bitter, right? I'm bitter. So I'm sitting there smiling, enjoying this conversation with Nico, who I haven't talked to in a long time. And Jordan's there probably wondering, who's he talking to? He's like extra giddy about this conversation, really sharing a laugh. And I'm talking about, hey, man, I see you're rocking some Amber Visions. I see you rocking your Amber Visions on social media, dude. What's up? You rocking Amber Visions now? He's like, no, they're blue blockers, bro. We're laughing about stupid shit like that. And at the end of the conversation, I go, hey, man, dude, it's really nice that you called, bro. It was really great to hear your voice. Jordan was like, I was kind of gay afterward. Is that a lame thing to say?
Well, I say that all the time. That's one of
Really?
the things I say.
Oh, okay. So my question quickly, because Rich brought up Nico earlier on his travels. Normally he stops in Arizona when he goes on his excursion. He's not doing that this time, but talk to Nico. Is it lame? Because, lame is the word I'm going to choose.
Yeah.
Is it lame? Or as Ken Jeong would say, yay!
Old school style.
To tell your buddy, hey man, thanks for the call. It was really great to hear your voice. Because I guess she was caught off guard. She never hears me say nice things like that, I guess. Dude, I was like dying, like, and it was nice to hear his voice.
I've gotten the tendency of telling people I love them. Like, yeah, I love you, brother. Like, I'm spreading the love. Hey,
all right,
listen.
Well, hey, the overall sentiment is not lame at all. You missed him. And it was good to hear. Like, I haven't heard his voice. It's you're hearing your buddy's personality again. You don't see or hear all of that through social media or Facebook posts all the time. Then when you're hearing the cadence and the vibe and the laughs, it's different. So, it was nice. I was feeling like shit. I said that, and she was like, getting on me a little bit. I want to know what you thought about that.
I feel like I have more emotional conversations with handsome Gabe than I do my wife.
Yeah,
I feel those conversations.
Yeah, I'm
I was bonding, bro.
Listen, male bonding, something you need. You should tell her, hey, Jordan, you speaking out of both sides of your mouth now. You tell me I need more male bonding?
She's like,
I tell my friend
you're
it's important for your male mental health.
Well,
I guess she didn't expect me to be all romantic like that in the moment.
I feel like I've been telling way too many people I love them lately.
Nothing wrong with that.
Love you, brother. Love you, man. Love you.
There it is.
Sarah's like, my wife, like, who are you talking to? I'm like, oh, it's my neighbor. Our contractor. You told him you love him.
Briefly gonna, acknowledge that it's not wrong to say at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you don't get an I miss you or love you or anything like that, it feels empty. Nothing wrong with telling your friends how you feel. In fact, my story leads into someone I haven't seen in over 2 years. And it goes with my story of embarrassment. I'll start from the beginning, but I'll tell you who I told. I didn't tell them I loved them, but I gave them a major embrace, a major hug, and I'm like, it's really nice to see your face. And that guy is, brother. I saw Jose Mengen, and we gave each other the most bromantic hug, and I miss you. Nice to see your face.
Like when Danny Zuko meets up with Kaneki?
Yo.
And then you feel weird about it?
I told him how we both gushed about, like, so glad to see you with your young kids, Davis. Yo, Jose, your daughters are grown and they're beautiful. Brother, embrace, hug. Oh, man, I'm so happy. You're so happy. Like, we had like a little bro moment. So I feel you. I gave Jose some embraces.
We have a Jose story update for you. Now,
oh, man.
Before we get into it, let's just give you the quick weekend recap. Rich and I hosted... Well, Rich hosted 3 events for SiriusXM this weekend. I hosted 2. I host another one this holiday weekend. I look at that as cha-ching.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? 3 SiriusXM events with Ford at the LA Auto
nice.
Show.
We need the extra money.
Extra money around the holidays? How could you turn that down, man? So put in, I use the word work loosely, lightly. Put in a few extra hours of work this weekend, met some cool listeners, hung out. We get paid to host and play music and represent SiriusXM. On top of that, we did Fox Sports Radio, had a really great show last night. So I look at that as anything you're going to spend around the holidays, just try to pick up as much work as possible to balance that out.
I
I don't turn down work around the holidays, man.
I saw someone talking about side hustles again on our Covino Rich Facebook page.
Sometimes I want to, Rich, if I'm going to be honest about it.
Yeah.
But that's just me being lazy. I know if I'm going to spend money, I want it to balance out. So when SiriusXM says, you want to host these events? Yeah. How much? Yeah, definitely. To just show up and play music and be there? Yes. Mm-hmm. The Fox Sports Radio, we're going to fill in on Friday, actually. Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, we'll be on Fox Sports Radio again.
Extra money? Yes.
Noon to 4 on the West. Noon to 4 on the West. So, yeah, the point is, although I want to say, no, I want to relax and not do anything.
Extra money.
Can't turn down the extra flow, especially around the holidays.
Money. Yeah, no, for sure.
So I had a real productive weekend. On the positive, even though I'm a terrible serial killer, worst guy ever, I feel like I had a really, really financially productive weekend. Like, that was nice, really nice little bonus
Well, hey.
for the weekend for me. And it was the first time I went downtown LA since our ESPN days for the LA Auto Show, and some really cool stuff. The new Broncos are really cool.
By the way, going to downtown LA for the first time since ESPN, I felt like I was going to an old hangout that I went with an ex to. You know that feeling of you go to a place where you used to go with an ex?
Yeah.
And it sort of feels weird, like, oh, this is the spot I used to go with her. That's how I felt when I was around downtown LA. Parking in that parking garage by the Staples Center, I'm like, oh, what's up, ex-girlfriend ESPN? That's how I felt the whole time while I was walking around that LA Live area. I'm like, oh, yeah. We used to go here every day. You know what it made me realize also? As much as the money was sweet and you talking about side money and making money, I don't know if I'd be happy in life if we were going there every single day for ESPN the way we were. Like,
absolutely not.
Like, I mean, listen, ask me now if I'd do it again, I'd probably say yes, but it would be a money greed grab. But the reality is, I went down there Friday in the afternoon around the time we would have left for ESPN. And I said to Sarah, I go, all right, I'm leaving now. I'll see you like 8 or 9 or 10 tonight. Wait, this would be like every day if we were still doing ESPN?
Yeah, it's too much.
I'm like, I'd be honest, money's nice.
Got to balance it out.
Money is nice, but life balance might be nicer than money sometimes. If you're getting by and still, making enough to live nicely, any extra money never trumps family time, if you ask me. I know it's crazy to say.
Relaxing time, recharging time, watching your kids grow up time for sure.
Imagine if every day from 4 p.m. until 10
can't.
o'clock at night, I was like, sorry, Sarah, I'm not putting the kids to bed ever. Like, no dinners with the family. Like, ESPN was great, but maybe it's a life blessing, and you got to look at it that way. Like, maybe it all worked out, and it'll all work out for the better anyway.
Well, thanks to your support, we appreciate you. Even though we fight sometimes, Lonnie 3000 and Bill Jackson and Alex and all you guys, I love you. So thank you. Rich is absolutely right. Got to find that balance. And
by the way, your
with
dad
those
said,
events we did, it provided a nice little bonus of a balance.
Your dad was saying anyone that's down on their luck or struggling, if they need a place to go in New Jersey for Thanksgiving, he said your family in Jersey has plenty of Cheerios, Fruit Loops, Cocoa Pebbles, and Cocoa Puffs to go around.
Yeah, and honeycombs and sugar smacks. Fucking yes, they do.
I love it. Big
it's
Steve.
true. It's absolutely true. So believe what you want.
Don't they have like an endless supply of bread too? Didn't you like show their bread
Cookie
drawer the last time you
Crisp.
were home?
You fucking name it, dude. Raisin Bran boxes. I'm not making that shit up. So
I'm gonna stop over there right now. I haven't had breakfast yet.
then, after all our events this weekend, which again, I got to tell you, it exhausted me because I'm still recovering.
Yeah. I was going to
Here's
say,
the truth.
if not for COVID, you can't call that exhausting because it was easy.
Here's the truth. I'm so weak still right now. I could barely lift my feet walking up the steps. Not even kidding you. I'm using all my energy to do this stuff and to get by and to try to be a present person in my life. And it's not easy. I'm still recovering. I'm embarrassed and ashamed at how sick I feel. I feel like I'm moving backwards. I don't feel like I'm making any progress. I feel like I'm getting sicker and weaker and more tired.
Oh, jeez. Hey, Spot, by the way, did you just hop in the other room for some quick action? Someone wanted to know.
If action means a cup of coffee, then absolutely.
People were like, did he just go get a little quickie?
But on
Kristen in her fucking comfy looking flannels?
Oh, she's so comfy right now.
Does she have an ass
She's gotten
flap on
so
those
soft
bad boys?
when
Yeah,
it
is
comes
there an
to
ass
weather.
flap that just flops down and you just,
Does it have an ass flap on it? No. Sorry.
Because he ripped
to
it
pull
off.
it all the
That's
way
why.
down.
The Spot ripped it off with his teeth.
Here's the, I have the embarrassing story that has to do with Jose. Did you not want me to get to that? You still want to tell your story?
I
Oh,
was
okay.
just, telling people the backstory of our events.
Yeah.
And even though I was exhausted and all that, I was very stoked to be part of the LA Auto Show with Sirius XM and, meeting people and talking to them and just trying to have fun at this Bronco exhibit that we were at. So that took up a lot of our weekend with the Fox Sports stuff.
So it was the LA Auto Show, not La Auto Show?
La Auto
Oh,
Show.
I thought it was La Auto Show. That's what I kept saying on the mic. Welcome to La Auto
But
Show.
man, there were several moments throughout the weekend where I couldn't see straight. I'm dizzy. I'm foggy. My eyesight gets blurry. I feel like I'm going to faint. My body's still all broken out. Jordan wants to pick at it. We fought about that last night. I'm like, no. Why do women want to pick on your shit all the time? Stop with that.
Film it and put it on TikTok. Make her a pimple popping account.
I apologize. I was really hard on her last night. I'm like, we got to stop with that. I'm trying to get better. But on the positive, the events went great.
Yeah.
And Rich got to see Jose. I passed off to Rich. I was hosting. I passed off to Rich when I was done. Just like 3 hours of playing music and how do you do's. But Rich passed off to Jose yesterday.
Yeah, and before me, it was OJ.
OJ
was there.
OJ.
Yeah,
He's a
we were working with Ford and Bronco, and at the La Auto Show. And by the way, I recently hosted an event for Porsche, not Porsche. Don't say Porsche to a Porsche person. It's Porsche.
Doug just got really upset.
Porsche. And it was an event called Unstock, and I kept wanting to say Unstock, but it said Unstock.
Did it have the two dots?
Unstock.
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 All right, so here's my embarrassing story. Long story short, I know. So I go and Spot. I gave you some pictures to go along with this because it's a story. There's a reason. There's a rhyme and a reason for all of this. Because I know you're gonna say
reason those old people candies.
By the way, they're fucking fantastic. I never had a Reesin until Sarah's mom had a bowl of them, and I'm like, what are these? They're like little chocolate caramel things. I avoided them. I avoided them my whole life, and I'm like, they're delicious, underrated candy. I know you think they're old people candy, but
everything happens for a reason.
Reason.
Is that what they were singing about?
Yeah. Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
New stuff out. There's new Limp out.
Yeah, people are all obsessed with the new Adele. What about the new Limp Bizkit? Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. So continue.
So, that's why I have to tell the whole story, because you're going to try to position it one way, and it's embarrassing enough. So it's not like you need to. It's not like you need to justify this anymore and make fun of me even more, because it's already embarrassing. So you know my $9 sneakers I got at Walmart?
How can we forget?
And oh, by the way,
you're so cornies.
Can you hold on one second? Can I show you the new sneakers I bought? Because you'll approve of these. I just got them yesterday.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
just 10
I know
seconds.
you're not looking for my approval.
I am.
Who am I, the Grand Poobah of sneakers? Everybody has their own steez. Everyone has their own style. You know, I'm not here to be critical, but the guy cuts corners. $9 sneakers. He's, hugely successful. I think he could splurge on even $30 sneakers. $9 sneakers.
He went to double digits. He's in like the teens now. These are $12 sneakers.
Yeah, and he wears them like to Fox Sports, and it's ridiculous. Straight up ridiculous. What? I'm just saying you deserve better.
Oh, thanks, bud. So,
I don't think that was a cop.
Just for the record, I'm not a huge Limp Bizkit fan. Sorry, Sarah Freund. Thanks, Sarah. So, we all know that I got $9 Weekies sneakers at Walmart. They're the weakest. They're the worst. I get it.
Weekies.
But if you remember, my intention was good. My intention was they're $9. I could wear them around the yard. I'm doing a lot of little random work around here just because I'm picking up and cleaning up. You know, like the indoor-outdoor little going back and forth. Let me slip these on.
Oh, those are indoor-outdoor? I didn't know that.
You know what I mean. Like you want to just run an errand or run something quick.
Wow, so multi-purpose.
You got those indoor-outdoor shoes?
Fuck you. So, no, but I'm just trying to remind people why I bought the $9 sneakers. They were never intended to be worn out in public. And then what happens is, much like the old Adam Carolla bit, you wear your slippers, then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'll wear them to the garage. Then you're like, all right, I'll wear them to the mailbox. Then you're like, well, I'm going to get mobile pickup at Starbucks. I'll wear it there. Then before you know it, you're wearing your fucking slippers to the store. It's a progression. It's not intended. I never bought them to fucking hang. And then the whole joke was I wore them out to Fox Sports one time, and you guys made fun of me, rightfully so. So I try to only wear these shitty sneakers.
I feel like you're fibbing a little bit.
What do you mean?
Because I feel like they've turned into your fucking sneakers.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, I know that wasn't your intent, but they turned into your go-tos.
If there's one thing I took after my dad, it's probably his partying sense of humor, his love of gambling in the stock market. And every time I see my dad, you know how you say you picture your dad doing shit around the house? My dad, I feel like my childhood, and now even as a 70-year-old guy, my dad, I just picture him walking around his property, picking weeds, picking up random sticks, kicking rocks back into where the rocks are supposed to be. Like, my dad's like a full-time assessor. You know, you're like that too. Looking at like, oh, there's a couple sticks on the lawn. I feel like my dad's constantly just picking shit up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I live that life now.
Okay.
I'm like, the
You're a
landscaper.
homeowner. Yeah.
Landscaper. Oh, there's a little stick over there, a little twig over there. Oh, there's dirt in the driveway. Oh, let me sweep that. I'm doing that shit all the time. Anyway, long story short, I bought these sneakers for like those type of things.
At the end of the day, though, Rich, I will say this.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're a homeowner.
Yeah.
Your priorities are in check when it comes to, like, does it really matter in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, that he has Jeepers?
Yeah.
No, he has a fucking beautiful home, which is way more important than the shoes he decides to wear. So I'm just saying, for the sake of acknowledgement, I get that.
So just to show you, the new sneakers I bought that I will wear in public are these. I bought these. I thought you would like these. Spy, you want to give me a one shot? I bought these basic Nike black low tops. These
why
are
you got to be basic all the time?
because what am I? You want me to wear yellow sneakers?
Why do you got to be yellow? You can't find something cooler than that?
I got a couple, but I think these are like my basic wear with jeans and a t-shirt or out and about. These are basic Nike
Canvas
SB charges. They're like, I think these are pretty easy basic. You're not going to say this is a pretty easy basic.
I have
nice
no comment for those.
So you don't like these?
Nope.
I fucking love these.
I don't not like them, but they're like you described it, as basic and plain and corny as you can get.
But I don't see what corny is. This goes
Because
with anything,
there's
and it's a
nothing
basic
cool
shoe.
about them. There's nothing bad about them either, though. Like there's nothing hateable about them. I'd wear them, but like they're like, when I see, I don't know, the guy on the fucking sidelines on the NFL network, like that's what he wears with a suit.
He's wearing
or like Mario Lopez rocks shoes like that. They're as plain and basic as you can get. If that's the goal, then yeah, those are fine. But still, those are like $30 Nike
They're
canvas
like $80.
sneakers. Really?
Yeah.
You can get them at DSW for $30.
Well, I don't know. I like them because I feel like a shoe like this goes with a lot of things. They're
But
simple.
you're a cool young guy.
Hosting
Why not
events,
like a cool
doing
pair
things.
of sneakers?
But what do you mean? What's a cool pair of sneakers?
What's a cool pair of sneakers?
I
I don't know. What does your style tell you?
I don't know.
Those are fine though. I'm not trying to get on you. Who am I? Am I fucking Travis Scott? Am I a sneaker guy? I pick what I like every once in a while, and I keep it pretty basic myself. I don't dabble past a classic.
Yeah, bro, if I could vacuum my driveway, I would, Bill. And by the way, the story goes like this. This weekend, I woke up very early Saturday morning, and I went with my buddy Ruben, the guy that maintains all the landscaping.
Ruben or Ruben?
Oh, Ruben.
He sounds like a Ruben.
So Ruben and I met at 7 a.m. at the nursery, the little nursery in town, where it's closed to the regular public. Only, I guess, contractors could go there. It's one of those type of places. Mm-hmm. It's not like Home Depot where you work there. It's a big nursery. It's only for business owners and folks like that. We go through, we pick out plants and bushes and flowers and everything. 7 a.m. I help. I'm like, yo, listen, man, I'm not going to make this guy carry all the stuff just because he is, working. So I was like, yo, I'll help you. I'll help you move all this shit around. And then we start doing the plotting out, like, all right, where are they going to go? Where are you going to put the bushes? So I had my shitty sneakers on. So they already started getting grimy, but that's a good use of them.
That's what you bought them for.
Right?
Yeah. For your gardening.
So the whole morning, he's done planting and spot. If you want to show people the little video I sent you, I think it came out fantastic, by the way. I don't have great taste in shoes, Gio. You could say it 100 times. I'll finally read it. I know. I'm not a shoe guy.
Those are SBs. Those are skateboarding.
Yeah, I like them.
Classics.
I think they're
There's nothing wrong with the ones that Rich got. I'm just saying Rich is a cool guy. He could buy cooler sneakers. They're as simple and plain as could be. So, by the way, that looks beautiful.
So, gardenias, camellias. We got just a bunch of beautiful flowers and trees.
Let's see that again.
Yeah, spots.
That's beautiful.
And those are all going to bud.
I'll make fun of Rich's shoes, but
those are all going to grow. And the bud. You see the little buds on those spots? There's like hundreds of buds. So those are going to be big, puffy.
Are those Bud Crawfords?
Flowers?
I see some Bud Crawfords in there.
Those are going to be fucking great. So I'm super excited. So I help him with the gardening a little bit.
Beautiful, Alex. If I'm going to give you shit about your shoes, I got to tell you, it looks beautiful, bud.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Good job. Great job. Beautiful home. proud of Rich and everything he's built here. And I think your little garden looks fantastic.
In fact, Spot, I gave you a before and after picture from this is the big reveal, by the way. This is my first before and after house photo I've showed you guys.
Oh, see, all right, proud moment.
It's not interior.
This
is
not
big. It's not
This is
interior,
big.
but it's exterior. Keep in mind, it's about a month ago now that we bought the house. I'm sorry, a year ago now that we bought the house. We've had the house a year. The contractor started working on it early 2021, but did the stream die for real?
I hope not. Oh, no, I'm Key.
If the stream died, I don't want to.
Darren, Crystal, Cubs. We can wait a second.
Yeah.
It's all good. What's up, Blender?
Close
What's
and
up?
reopen? Do people need to close and reopen?
John, what's going on? John Harris, JC, everybody rocking out with us. We
what's
appreciate
happening
you.
is me remoting into the computer is really straining the resources because I got 3 streams going at the same time.
What happens
Sorry
if we
about
cross them, Spot?
Don't cross the streams.
I'm
Don't
hearing
cross
great
the
things
streams.
about the new Ghostbuster, by the way. Ghostbuster 3. On a side note.
Is that? Let's say. Tell me. I'm just wondering if people are seeing this.
It's
I
all
don't want to show. I don't want to go through the whole hassle of showing pictures if the stream is
we
down.
could wait a second.
We can wait a second. Okay.
It's all good. We're going to get into the rando news of the day, guys.
Yeah, no,
I see
we'll
the stream
give you-
over. I mean, I'm a few minutes behind, or like a minute or so behind, but it seems to be streaming.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, yeah. So the garden, the front of the house, Spot. If you want to show the first time I'm showing a before and after photo.
You call it DSG, Dickey
So
Square Garden?
that's the before. That's when we bought the house. The house was bluish gray.
You can see like the country style windows.
Old windows and just a bunch of old bushes that were green. No flowers or color or anything. It was just, I don't even know if you remember when the house looked like that. That's when we first bought it. That's the before. And if you want to show the after spot, I took this picture yesterday just to send to someone. I was like, yeah, I'll show everyone. Why not? The after photo of the house.
After.
So it's just a completely different color, different walkway,
Different windows.
different windows.
Windows stand out a lot.
The landscaping, like it's just a fresher, newer
That's
look.
crisp.
Little
Clean.
inside walkway with the shiplap,
Nice.
Chip and go Joanna Gaines style. So just a totally updated version of the house. So we finally got the landscaping outside, and those bushes are going to get all full and nice. I'm very excited. That type of shit brings me so much joy. It's unbelievable. I'm out there staring at it all day, and Sarah's
You
like,
should be proud.
but Sarah's
honestly.
like, what are you out there for? I'm like, yo, I don't know. Like curb appeal and bushes and flowers bring me like a calmness, joy.
It's great. I'm happy for you.
So I'm out there, and then I'm like, oh fuck, what time is it? Yo, Sarah, I gotta run to the Ford event. Fuck. All right, yo, babe, can you throw me my keys and wallet? I want to make sure I get there. I gotta go over to downtown LA. Love you, Emmy. Love you, Ben. Bye, Sarah. I get in the car, take off. I get there. And when I get to LA Live, downtown LA, I'm like, oh, fuck. I still have my shitty sneakers on. And not only are they shitty, the $9 Walmart shoes, as we discussed, they ripped. So they have a big hole in the side.
Stick your finger through
let's
so
see,
people
look,
see.
this- yeah, wait,
No, but people can't see that. Look at it.
It's a big
so sad.
ripped hole
Yeah,
inside.
but stick it from the inside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
people
sad
say-
for your shoes.
Look at this. Look at this. Sticking his finger right through the side
So
of his
these
shoe.
are like these are the
This guy,
gardening shoes.
You know, is again hosting an event, showing up with hobo shoes. So I'm not being hard on him. It's like almost unacceptable.
No, so I didn't realize. I'm like, oh man, I
like
put my
homeless guys have better shoes than
I
that.
put my hobo shoes on, and I never fucking changed them to go to the event. So here I am at the
doing exactly what we said would happen.
Yeah, so
which was why we were very critical of the purchase in the first place.
I get to the event, I got my hobo shoes on, and I'm like, yeah, you know what?
you love
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm behind the desk. I'm behind with the mic. No one's gonna see me. It's 2 speakers. I'm behind a little desk making announcements, talking to people. I'm like, thankfully, no one's gonna see my shoes. Thank God.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'm not like on a stage where people are looking up at me like, what has he got there? What are those? Like, I'm behind a table. Fucking fine.
I'll back him up. He's right.
I'm wearing a Bronco t-shirt. They gave me a t-shirt. I'm like, all right, I'm representing the Bronco.
The one with John Elway on?
Yeah, it was a picture of Terrell Davis's face. So I'm all I'm all in, right? I'm like, oh, this is great. And nothing could go wrong. I told you yesterday for the first time in 3 years. Brother! Yo, Brother Mengen! Jose, get over here! Embrace and hug your daughters, your kids. Oh, brother. I'm fucking talking to Jose. And
Jose,
him and
by
I,
the way, is he calls himself, or used to call himself, like Metal Metro. Takes a lot of pride in his style.
I'll tell you, he was
like
wearing
super style, like overly stylish guy, because his wife works in the style industry, fashion.
Yeah,
his
fashion.
wife works in fashion, and Jose has totally embraced that lifestyle and looking good and new clothes and shoes, and he's way on top of his style, almost too much, like I said.
Jose was wearing like a designer T-shirt, a fresh leather jacket, and he was wearing like rock boots, like
he's playing the part
and ripped jeans. Like he was like, he dressed his rock part, like jewelry, like, hey, brother rock,
Metal Ambassador Mangan.
And I'm thinking, as Kimmy G would say, no one's going to know. They're going to know. No one's going to know. So I'm talking to Jose. Hey, brother, how's Covino? Is he feeling better, bro? The COVID got him good. Yeah, man, I think he's feeling better, but now apparently he's feeling shitty again. Yeah, always rooting for Cove. Yeah, man, it's good to hear him on more of the rock channels. Sirius XM better do him better. I'm like, so we're talking about you. We're talking about our kids. Yeah, how's your wife, man? How's your wife?
Keep in mind, too, like Rich and I with Jose, we all started like in the early 2000s.
I've known...
We've been on this come up together for a long time now. So
I've known Jose Mengen over 15 years. I knew him when he was like a little metal boy, and now he's got the gray hair. He's a silver
and
he's
fox
ripped.
now.
Jose got ripped, and he has silver hair.
Yeah, silver hair, and again, a lot of time has passed. So these people on a different level at this point. And it really is good to embrace and see them and catch up when it's been a long time. And, our kids are growing up and shit. It's a cool feeling for sure. I haven't seen Jose in a minute.
And we're catching up, talking about all that stuff. And at some point, I felt it. They're going to know. They're not going to know. They're going to know. Look at me. Me and you or Jose having a conversation.
Yo, Brother Davis.
No, I'll be Jose. You be me. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, Brother Davis. What's up, brother? Yo, rock it out, bro. Yo, you and Covino, bro. Like, well, you my guys for a long time. How's everything, man? You good? Everything, brother. I feel like I saw Jose do a glance down at my shoes and then look back up at me, and I didn't.
But this
say
is the
anything.
embarrassment I was trying to save you
No,
from.
hold on.
This is like you're my career partner.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you subjected to that sort of criticism from anyone but me or Spot and the people subscribing, because they can get on you a little bit too.
So,
but I don't want Jose to look at you and be like, brother, you're down. You must be on some down times.
So, Jose and
That's
I.
embarrassing.
Hold on, let me look at the text. Jose
he
and I.
He was like, whoa, goo. He noticed.
After the event, I texted Jose.
Oh,
no, hold on.
Justified.
Hold on. Oh. It was on my mind the whole day. I was like, Jose looked at my weak ass shoes, but I'm like, I don't want to be a Covino. And by Covino, I mean like the justifier. Like, like Covino's the guy that if he has a pimple, he's like, I know, I got a pimple. Like,
why do you say the Covino when you're the one doing it?
No, I didn't do it. I wrote,
I don't need ownership of it when you're the one talking about it.
I wrote, hey, brother, wish I could have stuck around and chatted longer. Always great seeing you. Even though I feel like I see you all the time on social media. Happy for your success. Send love to your family. He wrote, love you too, brother. Great seeing you, brother. And I wanted to write back. I didn't write back, but I so badly wanted to be like, by the way. It was such a Larry David moment. I so badly want to be like, hey,
like you saw his eyes.
I was like, hey, Jose, I feel like at one point you saw my shoes. I wanted to be like,
you saw his focus shift and the whites of his eyes open up when he noticed that you were wearing the weakest sneakers ever.
And all I kept thinking, I was like, should I say, Jose, just so you know, like I fucking left my gardening shoes on, brothers. I so badly wanted to justify,
They're
but
not
I'm like,
your gardening shoes.
No, but all I kept thinking
They're
was,
your shoes.
all I kept thinking was,
Andrew says the reason he made that face when he looked down is because your big toe is poking out the side looking at him.
All I kept thinking the whole time was,
my God.
if I justify this,
Embarrassing.
I'm doing what I make fun of Covino for doing. Own it, fucking who cares? And the whole time I was like, text Jose. Should I text him? No, I shouldn't. That was then he might be like, brother, I didn't even see your shoes. But I'm fucking telling you, the whole time I'm like, I like to this day, like right now, I want to be like, Jose, great seeing you yesterday, bro. By the way, I was wearing weak shoes.
Oh, man. That's so embarrassing. So funny. Jose totally noticed. He definitely did know.
Must be tough times for Davis.
Yeah. Wow, man. Ever since SXM didn't renew their deal, man, they must be struggling.
Man.
Got $9 Jeepers on.
Rich
Weekies.
Davis. Yo, bro, I remember when you were like the cool pop guy. What? Oh.
He's probably telling like Scotty the Body and all the other rock people at SXM, like,
Yeah, I saw Brother Davis.
Yo, Shenanigans, your boy. I saw your boy
Yeah, he had
Covino
holes
Rich,
in
and
his
man, he's
shoes.
got fucking holes in his shoes,
You're like,
brother.
holes in his shoes. Like, yeah. And then he had a free T-shirt from Ford. Like I
he
feel
can't-
bad for those guys. Maybe we should do a GoFundMe for Covino and Rich. You know, because he's wearing $9 sneakers
I felt like Jose was giving
to
me
host an
I agree,
event.
I agree.
To host an event.
Rich in Atlanta. I feel like he was giving me the.
Yeah, you look like you let yourself go, Davis.
And meanwhile, it's magnified because Jose looks great. You know,
It's so
Even
weird.
though he's got
Jose
the
just
silver-
Jose just texted me a Target gift card and said, "Hope things get better."
Yeah. See. Oh, hilarious. Honestly, it's hilarious. The
Oh,
fact that you saw him notice. That's the best part of the story. When Jose looks down and Rich is like, "Oh fuck," he noticed, and Jose tries to play it off and not say anything because Jose, even though metal guy, like he's aware.
Then I started to
of,
try.
like,
Then I started.
Those are not legit sneakers.
You know what I started to do at one point? I started to try to put my feet behind the counter where he couldn't see. Like,
Yeah, brother. Hold on 1 second, brother. Let me get my feet over here, brother.
Oh my god, so embarrassing.
shame.
So so shameful. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Kinky.
Well,
All right, hey, that was.
So are you going to officially throw out the shoes? Because I think that'll make everything better, so you won't confuse them anymore moving forward.
I know. You know what? I have to
In the
just.
trash, Rich.
I should buy a new pair every week for $9. That's a good point, Andrew.
Seriously?
Go get a coffee and a fucking pair of shoes for the same amount of money.
It could be like Seinfeld, new pair of socks every day.
But
Nice, sweet pair of sneakers.
I think
man.
these are a nice simple
Nice.
pair.
They're
There's a nice simple, but Covino thinks I need fucking flashy Jordans that are like red and yellow.
I don't think that.
Would those set you back?
It's like $70, like a bit like skate, like Nike skate shoes, which are a basic low top. You can wear these to dinner. You can wear these out and about. They're basic. These are not gym shoes. These are like go out to an event and fucking if you want a pair of basic shoes. I don't see what is wrong. I like.
There's
these.
nothing wrong with them. But
I have,
think
I,
you're
you
better
know,
than
I have
them.
like these, and I have a gray pair of Vans that are the same purpose to me. Like gray Vans are like a basic go out shoe. Man,
my problem with those personally. If you want to know about my preferences, I hate that thick white sole, and it gets so dirty, and you never clean it. You're the type of guy that never cleans the white rubber sole Beatles style. You let it get dirty, and it looks weak, and I just think
Rich has a thick white sole.
thick white sole.
by the way, should I bring the weak sneakers with me to Texas and burn them in like a fire in Mike's yard?
Do it.
That's rubber. Do not burn rubber.
Burn rubber, bro. I've always said that.
Burning rubber, you
I've been
should
saying
do
that
is
since
get
the
to
80s.
Texas.
Burn rubber, bro. So the whole Jose thing is hilarious.
I think
man.
I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to have a ceremonial burning of my Walmart shoes this weekend on Behind the Velvet Rope.
Like on Ted Lasso, where they burned.
Yeah,
by the way,
burn something that means something to you.
Your thought process in that purchase, like I get all that. Like if I'm at Costco and there's like a $20, $30 pair of cheapers, you know, like a Puma or something like that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have there. I'm like, yeah, you know, hey, to knock around, to beat up a little bit, you know, to hose down the patio. I get all that, but I know Rich, that was his shoe he vouched for. He ends up wearing it out. He's at a Sirius XM event.
No,
He's at the LA Auto Show.
Dude, I
Jose
get it.
saw it. Everything that I predicted, which is why I was hard on him from the start, happened. So
You could tell everyone they're Yeezys. No one would know the difference.
Yeah.
Just tell
And by
them
the way,
they're like
these
Yeezy,
are like a basic skate.
so cornies.
It's a skate Nike, which is not
Yeah,
the
it's the
dad
SB
shoe.
stands for.
Like the dad shoe would be like the gym
That's
sneaker.
a Mario Lopez.
But
I
the
love
Mar-
Mario
that's
Lopez,
good.
but I think he's corny in that
I
way.
appreciate that. Mario Lopez, good. I want to look like that guy's wardrobe. He looks,
I don't.
He looks just as well.
He's a cool guy. I like him. Don't get it twisted.
But I'm saying
But
a shoe like this is not the dad shoe. The dad shoe is like the gym shoe worn out and
That's
about.
that's a holderness. That's the air holderness.
Oh, I disagree 100%. I think the sneaker that is considered like a dad sneaker is the one that's like the
Monarch?
gym sneaker.
that's a fucking your dad sneaker.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
Nike
current dad
Holderness.
sneaker. You know, the Nike Monarch.
I mean, I disagree 100 billion
I
percent
don't
because I
have
think
any
there's
problem with that, bro. I don't want you
love
putting
those
words in my
shoes. I
mouth.
would rock those shoes.
Yeah, but
proudly.
Spot, I agree with you, Spot.
an
Like,
okay shoe.
Spot, you don't get the difference. What I'm saying, like, if this is not a gym shoe worn in public with jeans is that's like the dad look. Like, dad's wearing his fucking like Nike trainers with on a
They're
date.
not running. They're not.
Yeah, these are not running shoes. They're more for style.
Yeah, they're. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about fucking trainers, bro.
Unless if they don't have a bouncy sole, correct? They're just like flat.
Exactly. All right, so
Yeah, so
Jose
there's
thinks
a-
I'm
That's hilarious.
Jose thinks I'm poor. Check. Let me write this down. My landscaping gives me more joy than anything else in my life right now, other than my kids. My landscaping. Fucking, after we're off the show, I'm immediately gonna go stare at my bushes.
I'm glad you find joy in that, man. For
I don't
real.
know why. There's little things that like sometimes like you
But you know
discover.
what it is? It's your off-season form of skimming the pool. Now that you don't need to skim the pool because it's like cold in LA. Now you look at your landscaping.
You know,
It's also a sense of he's prideful
Yeah,
about it.
you know
it's
what's
nice it's nice to see Rich be prideful about some
You
shit.
know what's fun? It's funny because
I
when
love watering my cacti.
when I owned a house in Staten Island when I was with my ex Kristen, I remember one of the things that I was really into that I probably didn't talk about on the air because we were at a
Her
different
jubbos?
stage of our life. We were at a different stage of our life, so I probably didn't talk about how much I really enjoyed planting like flowers in my backyard. Like to me, that type of there's certain things that bring people real like comfort and joy, and that's one of them for me.
Well, Rich's shoes, he wore them to Fox. Spot, pull up that picture. I want you guys to see how Rich rolls, even at, like, not even just in public, but like at work, to work.
But then again, I came
Like,
from the
not
event,
only-
so this is one
I
day.
know,
Covino.
but you're
It's the
putting
same
them up
day.
on the console. Like, Rich really makes himself at home. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. So, Rich's shoes, and they're dirty. Like, not only are they cheap, but like they have mud all over them. And he's got his feet up on the console at Fox Sports Radio. I sent Spot a picture last night. So we had a great weekend. We hosted events. Rich caught up with Jose.
Oh, by the way, if you could get these if you have a whacked toe and it just like
LeBron could rock those.
like your snaggle toe.
LeBron snaggle toe stick outside those.
Snaggle toe hole.
We talked lots of football on FoxSportsRadio.com. There were some great fights this weekend. Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford. I'll talk about it maybe in the Rando News. But again, the NFL unpredictable. Bills, Packers, Titans, all the first place teams, they all lose. The Ravens almost lost.
there's a couple teams that we talked about this on I was gonna say ESPN, Fox. So I don't want to reiterate, but the big takeaway of football is we're so hung up, and this has to do with life as well. If you missed the beginning of yesterday's Fox show, you and I talked about how so many times in life people get very stuck on first impression Spot. Like, think about it. Like, women you've met, jobs you've had, people are very stuck on like, all right, what's your first impression of that person? And we're still stuck on the first impression of every team's start to the NFL season. Like, there's teams that started hot.
Meanwhile, right about now, the narrative has shifted. The greatest example we said last night was Patriots are Super Bowl contenders. 49ers are back in the mix at 500. The Vikings are beating the Packers. So, like, the narrative has shifted as of now.
But look at, there's four teams.
Sport here, Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I understand that like teams are stacked with good players and they have like, good defenses and whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Sports.
Yeah.
But it really does all come down to one game. There's so many factors that go into a game. You could have the best, even Tom Brady loses.
Yeah.
You could have the best team ever. It comes down to one game and the factors. There could be a wind blowing a certain way. It could be like the
Turnovers.
The fans in the
Yesterday,
stands
Spot.
aren't as
Yesterday,
energetic. It could be anything.
Spot. Yesterday, the worst team in football. Yesterday, arguably like the worst team in football. The Houston Texans beat the red hot Tennessee Titans.
Exactly.
You know why?
One game, just like the Super Bowl. One game.
The Titans out yardaged them. I think it was like 400 something yards to 100 something yards. Meanwhile, they lost the game though because they had 5 turnovers. I think it was 4 interceptions and a fumble. So it's like turnovers, but I think right now the Patriots, the 49ers, the Vikings, the Chiefs, there's teams that are getting hot right now that aren't getting the credit they deserve. Meanwhile, there's teams that started hot that are cold now and we're still trying to make it seem like they're still in it. It's like, teams go through their ups and downs. And I think we're seeing a real exciting NFL season for the ages. I really do. I think this might be the most exciting season maybe like ever.
Interesting for
It's
sure.
exciting because it's all over the place. Is that what
Yeah,
it's-
exciting.
No
because-
rhyme or reason.
Spot, if I told you in past years, pick your Super Bowl prediction, you'd probably be able to narrow it down to like 4 or 5 teams and be like, oh, maybe Packers, Chiefs. This year, there's like 5 teams in each conference that you can make an argument for.
How about the Colts too? They're changing the
Oh,
narrative.
the Colts are the
Jonathan
number, yeah.
Taylor had 5 touchdowns
Fucking the Colts.
over the weekend.
The Colts lost 2 overtime games. The Colts
saw
could
fun little-
very easily be the best team in the AFC if that's different, right?
So the point is, it's the tale of 2 seasons, and Rich is right. It's
great.
like the
It's so
coworker.
good.
The analogy I gave on Fox Sports Radio yesterday was like, it's the coworker who, when you met him, he was slender with a full head of hair. So you have this lasting impression of that guy, and when you're describing him, people are like, "Who are you talking about? You mean the chubby guy, the bald chubby guy?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, but
that's right. He's
that
changed."
lasting impression is more impactful. That first impression is the one that you stick with, and that's what's happened in the NFL this season.
Yeah,
because the teams that start off hot are not.
Is there anyone now that just has like absolutely zero chance of going
There's
ahead?
honestly, there's only like 5 or 6 teams that are 0.0 shot. Honestly, there's a lot of teams that are 4-6, 5-5, 6-4, and with 7 games to go, a 4-6 team could rip off like 4 or 5 wins in a row and be right in it. So there's only probably like 5 teams that stink.
I'll tell you this.
I saw a fun little graphic last night on the Sunday Night Football that was like guaranteed, maybe, and like need to work their ass off, but could do it.
Yeah,
teams for each division. So
well, right now, Spot,
sports.
the only teams,
Fox Sports Radio.
the only teams that stink and that are completely out of it in the AFC, Houston, Jacksonville, and the Jets, and in the NFC,
Houston, and ironically, Houston beat one of the best teams, the Titans, who won 5 in a row yesterday.
And in the NFC, the only teams that are quote out of it, probably if the Giants lose tonight, they'll be 3-7. So Giants, Detroit, Chicago, and Seattle, who's 3-7, would have to win like 6 in a row or 7. You know, like, so there's only a few teams. Everyone else is sort of in it.
A very unpredictable season, and we got in depth in a very fun way, as in depth as we get on FoxSportsRadio.com. Again, the links are on our Twitter at Covino and Rich. After the show today, take a listen. You'll get fired up for your Monday Night Football, Giants, Buccaneers. Now, this weekend, as we wrap up our weekend recap, guys, and we hope you enjoyed yours.
How much does it cost to get your ears pierced?
Like $8. Why? I don't know.
I thought it was a Buccaneer. Yeah, I thought it was a Buccaneer.
Good one. That joke
Waka
matches the
waka.
shoes. Just kidding. This weekend, I wanted it to feel like a weekend. I really did. We talked about this on Friday, Free Twitch Friday. Talked about me being a serial killer. Sorry.
Right. Which by the way, I feel like I knew this, but someone asked me about it, and it like refreshed it in my mind. You can listen to our Free Twitch Fridays on Amazon Alexas. If you just say play the Covino and Rich podcast.
That's pretty cool.
I know people are into that.
That's pretty cool.
Just the free ones, though.
Good one, Dad. Buccaneer.
I want to say that I wanted it to feel like a weekend, but I couldn't drink because I just wrapped up my medicine, which has had a weird effect on my skin and my body and my digestive system, as we discussed. Wah.
Coffee.
I'm not crying about it. I'm just explaining, not complaining. So what was I going to do? I can't have a drink. So I asked Rich, hey, bud, how about you hook me up with one of your edibles you're so passionate about? Now, I know I've been extra critical of Rich's edible intake and obsession, but I never had a problem with him taking them. I don't care about anyone's weed habits or edible habits or what they do recreationally. I don't care about that at all. My only criticism ever, just for the record, was Rich saying that he took them every night. That was always my criticism for anyone speculating any sort of hypocrisy or anything like that. Like, I don't care if people have a fucking drink or smoke weed or fucking do bong rips. I don't give a shit if you're doing kickstands.
Brother.
I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're tripping on shrooms.
These
You're
are all
fucking
very
tripping on
these
daisies.
are all very different though, by the way.
I'm
Go
just
on.
saying, that was never my criticism.
I understand.
It was the everyday, habitual, day-low ritual of Rich Davis. So Rich hooked it up. You saw it on Friday. And there's a two-part story to this.
And by the way, it's usually my wife who will recommend it, and I'll just go along with her. There's nights, I don't. And by the way, it's not every night. When I say every night in my mind's like 4 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. But like Sarah will always be the one like, want me to get you one? I'm getting one. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like I feel like Sarah's my influence. I do.
Well, I gotta tell you, I haven't had a drink in a month now.
So this all comes from Sarah, huh?
Yeah.
She's the.
Hey, and you want to unwind, you want to relax. I just want it to feel like a weekend, and for me, that's always a nice little drink to start it off, especially when you're enjoying a fight, like a fight night. All I wanted this weekend was like to enjoy the fight, have a pizza night. Melody, Jordan, let's get some pizza, pasta. Dad's gonna watch the fight. You guys, you do whatever the heck you guys want, and I'm just gonna chill. But I can't have a drink. But Rich hooked it up. So here I am, pay-per-view, $70. Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter, and I take my edible.
Ooh,
and so intrigued.
I'm just chilling, watching this fight, and I got to tell you, things were magnified slightly for me because I'm in my head and I'm noticing. Like you are probably at the point where you take it, you don't even think twice about it.
I take it and don't think twice about it, but then they'll
do I feel something happening?
I take it, forget about it, but then probably like an hour later, I'll be on the couch watching a show or trying to go sleep, and I'm like, oh, there's the mellow feel. Like I'm just looking for a mellow feel to help me go to sleep.
I don't think I had any mellow feel. I don't.
Oh, what'd you feel?
Like I was way overly focused on what was going on, which is not a bad thing. As long as I'm focused on the fight and not like, shitty thoughts. You know what I mean? Like no one wants to be focused on shitty thoughts. Like, oh man, I'm still recovering from COVID. I hope I don't die tonight.
So that didn't enter your mind.
Yeah, my parents are getting really old. I hope their health is okay. Like you don't want to think like terrible thoughts.
I mean, like I was saying the other day, there's sativa ones, there's indica ones, there's hybrids, and there's like the sleepy THC CBD combo one. There's all different. There's a variety.
I just noticed that my focus kicked in next level where I was like way into everything that was going on. And, I was hitting up our buddy Ro. He's a big fight fan. I'm like, yo, this is intense. This fight was intense. We saw two dudes in their prime this weekend. I know most people don't care about it. Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter in their prime. I felt like I was watching Hagler Hearns. Sean Porter was honoring Marvelous Marvin Hagler this weekend. I was like, these dudes are in their zone. This fight is phenomenal. Now, do I get fired up for most fights? Yeah, but I was like way analyzing this one. So I feel like whatever you gave me, it made it slightly interesting to the point where I was laughing at times too. Okay. I feel like I saw a lot of cock thrusts from the broadcast. Like you see Max Kellerman throwing his cock out there, and you see Joe Tessitore throwing his cock out there. I felt like I was again overanalyzing, but it made it funny for me. No, Spot, because you got all these dudes there.
Figurative cock. They weren't actually thrusting, right?
Of course not.
Okay.
But what I was noticing was how they're all alpha dudes waiting for their alpha moment. And Max Kellerman really loves to throw his boxing knowledge out there.
Of course he
But
does.
Joe Tessitore comes in and he sort of takes over the whole broadcast. And it's like so noticeable to me because I'm under the influence slightly. Mm-hmm. So I'm like kind of giggling to myself like, look at this. Look at what's going on right now. And, it was just a really intense fight this weekend that I was slightly buzzed for. But to be honest, here was my observation. I felt in total control of the whole thing, right?
So
I felt lightheaded. I felt like a little giggly, overanalyzing what was happening. I was cool with all that. I was in a nice zone.
And then Jordan walks in. She looks at the TV. Why is the screen off?
Well, I'm going to talk about her for a second.
There's nothing on the TV. What are you watching?
I got to tell you, for Rich to feel this way every night, I felt like overboard. Like, wow, Rich gets to this level every night. This is my Saturday night. I'm watching a fight. I just house some pizza, some Italian food. Every night this motherfucker feels this way. Way too much. That was my first. That was my impression of my
gotta
experience.
You got to keep in mind too. Rich, are you taking the same dose, or are you taking more than you gave him?
No, I take what he took. I take one.
He's built up a tolerance.
Oh.
This was like your first. This was like your first drink in your life. So you're gonna feel it more than he normally feels it.
Yeah,
I think
for me,
I think
I felt entirely too much for an every night experience.
It sounds like you felt what's the side that focuses you? I always get them confused.
The sativa part is the focus part.
So it sounds like he felt that more than the indica side.
With a little giggles,
Yeah,
but
that's the sativa part. The
nothing
focus,
weird.
yeah.
Like nothing weird. I didn't have weird thoughts. I didn't feel like, oh, this sucks. I thought it was dope. I was just chilling. I was enjoying the fight. And I enjoyed the fight even more so probably as a result. But did I feel like I was out there? Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, I'm a little fucked up right now. And I can't believe that this dude feels that way every night in order to get to bed. That's
well, it has
my
a different
observation.
effect. It has a different effect on me. It settles me. That's my thing. Is my mind's moving all day, all night, and when I tell you the chaos that is bedtime around here, trust me, it's like,
see, but dude, it's
the kids are in the bathtub together. They're taking a bath. Emmy wants to play with the toys. Then her and Ben are fighting over toys. Then it's like, all right, who wants to tuck who in? I want daddy. No, mommy. Who's putting Ben to sleep? It's a zoo. And then once that's all over, it's like,
hits me different.
Which is why I need that.
It's opposite though. See, so when you're preaching your things, right? I get it. It's working for you.
Yeah.
Everything that Rich just described is opposite for me. I'm pretty much brain dead, chilling, and not really thinking about anything normally. Under these influences, now I'm thinking more, which sometimes works to my benefit because I feel like I have more to talk about with Jordan. Like now we're on a good level where we could have cooler conversation,
like deeper, fun conversation.
Yeah, because now I'm on her level. I'm not as brain dead as I once was. But Jordan looks up at me and she's staring, and she's like, "Did you take that edible?" And I'm like, "Sha." And she's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I'm like, "Why do I got to tell you? My mom? You yell at me about my serial fucking killing? Like, why? Why I got to tell you that?" She goes, "Don't you think it's like odd for you to shift your mindset and get under the influence of something and not tell the person you're with?" She's like,
well, that's a good question.
Why wouldn't you tell me?
Oh, there are times where
I'm like, for the record, I'm like, I did not tell you. I just took it. Like, I didn't feel I had to run it by you. I had it here. I'm a grown adult.
Yeah.
I took it. It's my weekend. I'm watching the fight.
It's funny because there are times where
she's like, but when you're doing anything mind altering, why wouldn't you? She's like, I knew it. She's like, I could tell. So although I felt like I was in control and I'm fine, I'm just chilling and making these observations, she claims, and I believe her, that the look on my face was not the normal look on my face. Like the dumb, my mindless fucking glance at the TV was a little more focused and different than
it seems like she likes edible Covino better.
Yeah, but she also knew that I had it, so it's not like she did this great investigative work. She knew I had it. She knew that was my plan, so she just assumed, I guess. But she claims that she could see it in my face that it wasn't the normal level of intensity. Yeah, like I was way more focused, and she even said, like, "Why are you so into this broadcast?" And I'm like, "Cause I'm
really just focused.
Look at these guys. Look at them."
There are times where Sarah, I'll see that with Sarah because I won't know if she took one.
Yeah,
and one of us will start giggling or laughing at something so stupid, like a TikTok video or something on TV. I'm like, "Yo, did you take an edible?" And the answer is always like, either one of us would be like, "Yes," because it's such a little difference, but you could sort of tell, like, oh, you're laughing at something that is funny, but not that funny.
Yeah,
so the question is, do you owe your partner that sort of information? Again, not that I was holding it back at all. I wasn't hiding anything. Why do I got to hide anything? So if it was received that way by her or by anyone, that's not the case. I just took it.
I have a buddy that.
Do you have to tell them if you do take anything even if you spiked your drink? Right? Like, do you tell the person you're with so they know?
Well, didn't you tell me? I mean, it's the same thing. Didn't you tell me a while back you top off your booze and you wouldn't tell Jordan because you didn't want anyone judging you? I think you've said that on the show where you've been like you drink.
I mean, I don't hide it.
You put vodka in your seltzers, right?
Yeah, you put vodka in your seltzer.
Oh,
you said.
yeah.
And Jordan's like, did you put something in there? Like, yeah, I did.
I mean, I don't think I ever lied about it.
No, not lie, but you didn't say you did until she asked you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, possibly. So she was, her side was like, yeah, I'm supposed to tell her that. And I'm like,
well, because maybe she's like, well, I
who
want
wants
to either
be judged
there,
when I'm just there chilling watching a fight.
Maybe she wants to be there with you, or she just wants to know what she's talking to.
Or what I'm giggling about, or whatever. Is Jordan straight edge? Yeah, well, she doesn't drink or do anything recreational
answer
that
is
way,
yes,
Andrew. So I guess so.
I agree with Mark. She's a narc.
I don't think she would label herself as
Narc.
straight edge.
Well,
but
I mean, that's what you are, though. If you don't smoke or drink or do anything.
I think she would just say, I don't really drink because it has a, different effect on me. So
what is the
that
definition
was
of straight
my
edge?
weekend. I mean, maybe by definition, I don't know if she labels herself as straight
I'm
edge.
just asking you, what is the
I never
definition
heard her
of
say
straight
that.
edge?
I guess someone that doesn't drink or smoke.
Yeah, right.
But it's
I
not
don't
like
know
she doesn't. She'll have a drink once in a while.
I mean, it's not like you took LSD. Let's see.
I know I didn't,
Those
Alejandro,
curves, there's
but
nothing
I'm
straight
telling
about
you
her.
my
Know
story
what I'm saying?
from the weekend.
But yeah, no, it definitely will put you in a fun, good mindset. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, and the fight, guys, I can't say it enough. Maybe we could shift into the rando news real quick, Rich, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, watching the
Rando
fight
news?
was intriguing. Covino's right. Each broadcaster brought their alpha game, huh?
Yo, it was.
Was it that apparent?
It was. I think it was apparent and then magnified for me especially because I was on Rich's sativa thing, but as a broadcaster, our buddy Bernardo Osuna, Kellerman, Tessitore, this writer analyst guy, I forget his name, Timothy Bradley. They were all there like, yeah, my cock's the biggest. No, my cock. And I'm serious. It was really noticeable to me. And it was making me like almost like giggle. Like, look at this. This is weird. Look at these guys. They're all like trying to figure out where they're going to hop in like a game of fucking double dutch. Look at them. Look at Tessitore. Tessitore just fucking alpha Kellerman. Look at that. Oh, the fight itself was honestly, Rich, one of the best fights I've seen. So let's get right into it. Rando news, and then we'll wrap up with some more fun stories.
If the whole joke is that you always talk about, oh, great fight, you say it all the time. So what really is in the last year or so of your life? Mm-hmm. Because every week you're like, yo, bro, like fight of the year candidate, bro. Like this weekend, you say that all the time.
This week,
you
I
said
loved
it like 2 weeks ago
fight.
too.
Yeah, no, I loved it. They were both great fights.
What's the fight of the year then?
I want you guys to know, I've been a Sean Porter fan for a long ass time. We've interviewed Terrence Crawford. We've interviewed Sean Porter. I know I'm always like going, yeah, viva la raza for the Mexican fighters, but Sean Porter is one of my favorites. So I was fired up this weekend, 100% about that fight. I paid $70 for that fucking fight to watch it by myself, and I got some pizza.
How'd you sleep, by the way?
I haven't slept good in fucking a month. So
it's the only time an edible like hits me, not a weird way. I'll be watching something, and sometimes I'm like dozing off and relax so much that like I'm like, oh, like what did I just miss? Like I'll feel like I'm watching something.
Oh, by the way, I ended up staying up later. I ended up staying up later that night, and Jordan was like surprised that I was still up. And
I feel like I end up missing shit. Like I'll watch a show, and I'm like,
the wheels start turning too much for me. It's the opposite. So I digest. The fight this weekend was fantastic. I got to say this, Sean Porter was winning the entire fight, was fighting a perfect fight up until the 10th round. He got caught by Terrence Crawford. TKO in the 10th. Terrence Crawford remains the welterweight champion of the world. He's got to fight Errol Spence next. That has to happen. But here's where it's controversial. Spot, I sent you the clip. Okay. Sean Porter was fighting his fight, winning the fight.
Winning.
I thought he looked fantastic. I'm like, this is why I love this guy. He gets caught. He's mad about it. His dad, who's also his trainer, stops the fight in the 10th round. His dad, who's also his trainer, stops the fight in the 10th round. It's controversial because the general public all thought Sean Porter fought masterfully and then got caught by a champion. His dad was pretty hard on him after the fight. Like his dad was the one that was like,
I think you know what? I want to.
but his dad did the right thing as trainer. His dad did the right thing.
A lot of
protect
people
the fighter and protect your son. At this point, he stopped the fight. But
a lot of people.
It's what he said.
A lot of people are hitting us up right now,
Mm-hmm.
saying they watched the fight and it was a great fight. I need to know from someone other than Steve Covino. Was Sean Porter winning the fight when it was stopped?
Yep.
Because Covino makes it seem like Sean Porter was winning the fight and, but buffering again, Spot, we're losing. Is it when you try to pull up a clip?
Yes.
Okay, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
either
I
way,
think it's a
so
clip.
to wrap up the story then, Sean Porter's dad stopped the fight. He got knocked down twice in the 10th round. He stopped the fight because of what was bound to happen. But he totally dissed his son at the end of the fight, saying that his preparation was trash and that, he thinks who he is now. And you get to a certain level as a fighter and boxer where you think you're above your daddy, your trainer. And I didn't like how he trained. I stopped the fight. That's it. He was like really tough on his son after his son just got knocked out and fought great. I thought he looked
Let me
great.
do this quick and dip out.
Yeah.
Prompted you to stop the fight tonight?
Honestly, his preparation. He didn't prepare like I wanted him to prepare. So that's just, that just makes me say, you know what? I don't want him in that situation. He fought a great fighter. The guy is super sharp, and he's at a deficit. It's like fighting this guy blindfolded. When you're in a deficit like that. So I wasn't going to let that happen to him.
He looks in great shape, but only you knew what happened in the gym. How would you have liked for him to prepare that you didn't see?
Well, I mean, when guys get to certain levels, they believe they know what they're doing, and they don't necessarily take all the information. So, this is where we at with it, and I had to make that decision. It's
Shit. He's feeling like my son didn't prepare and listen to me.
Yes.
Thanks, Spot. You can stop.
I'll be having.
And, we were like, wow, because even our buddy Bernie was there saying, hey, he looked great to us up until he got caught. And everyone speculated, Andre Ward especially, was like, his dad didn't have to say all those things. It was unnecessary because he fought great and he fought tough and he just lost. Like, no one wants to hear that at that point. So that was the fight. And then Sean Porter at the end retired. So one of my favorites retired. Thought he fought tremendous.
Well, I mean, what could he do at this point? He lost a good fight to the champion.
He's a former champion
Where do you
himself.
go from here, right?
Yep. So,
by the way, fun fact that it has to do with the boxing world, but not the real boxing world. If you have not watched it yet, it's on it's on the top of my list of things to watch based on everything we've been hearing. And then last night, our buddy Ralph Irvin from Fox put us over the top. The Rocky IV recut spot, they're saying, Ralph told us it's 40 new minutes of content and they cut out 30 minutes. So he's saying like a third of the movie is completely different.
yeah, we got to watch that, guys. If you haven't already, everybody's saying it's worth the watch.
He's saying that they cut out some cheese that you might miss, but he's like, there's a speech by Duke, the trainer, at the Apollo funeral that's new. That's like the most motivational thing. So we got to watch, if you haven't watched the Rocky IV recut, the director's cut with Stallone. Stallone said it was going to take him like weeks to do. Ended up taking him 9 months.
Sylvester Stallone.
And apparently it's amazing. And apparently there's a YouTube documentary that goes along with it where it's just some guy on his iPhone.
It's like the making of the documentary.
The making of the
like
documentary.
Behind the scenes on YouTube.
And
it's about 90 minutes if you look for it.
Something that we learned in that documentary that our buddy Ralph told us about, and I thought this was an interesting thought. Get this Stallone regret. Stallone only has one regret with the Rocky movies. This is crazy. He wishes that he never killed Apollo Creed. He goes, what if Drago would have paralyzed or severely hurt Apollo?
We got a little bunchy.
He goes, think of how great, like a broken down or disabled or hurt Apollo could have been moving on in the series, like whether it be Balboa or the Creed movies or anything. He goes to have Apollo still alive. He thinks Apollo could have contributed to the movies after that, whether it be Rocky V, Rocky Balboa. And like I said, even when the Creed movies would have had a different twist.
Would the motivation of Rocky IV, him and Rocky IV, been as strong if it was just Apollo couldn't fight anymore? like he was avenging Apollo's death in Rocky IV.
Yeah, I agree, Spot. But yeah, that's the Stallone regrets killing Apollo, and I'm thinking to myself the same as you are. I think it was necessary.
Yeah, I think it was the right move.
Well, speaking of killing, Dexter still bringing it. I enjoyed the 3rd episode last night. Dexter New Blood is where it's at. And there's like a little comic feel to it. There's a different vibe that they're creating to it with their graphics and everything. But I am digging Dexter. Enjoy that shit. Whatever you watch this weekend, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope all your teams won. I hope you enjoyed the fights. Speaking of fights, Misha Tate also came out of retirement. You know, after being a mom for the past few years, she got her ass whooped this weekend.
Oh, Misha, tell me how my ass Tate.
Tell me how my ass Tate. So I don't know. Whatever fight you watched, whatever show you watched, Rocky, whatever movie, Ghostbusters. I hope you guys enjoyed that this weekend. In other news, LeBron James, speaking of fights, and Isaiah Stewart went at it. Isaiah Stewart, Detroit Piston, 6'9", 250-pound, 20-year-old in the league. 2nd year in the league, going at it with a legend. LeBron throwing elbows, hits the guy in the face, getting a little rough, maybe a little too rough. Kids bleeding all over the place. He gets fired up. The question is, and we posted this last night on Fox Sports Radio if you want to hear more about it, do you see basically a rookie? Do you see a rookie and a legend going at it, or do you see just 2 men on the court at that moment? How do you view that?
It's hard not to. It's hard not to look at LeBron different.
It's
right?
LeBron's 2nd ejection in his career, and that happened yesterday. It was wild to see because, again, I think we as fans see a legend, 36-year-old legend, and a 20-year-old kid going at it. Like, there's something weird about it. But they, as NBA players, I'm sure they see it otherwise.
And just all grown men in the league together.
The AMAs were this weekend. I didn't watch that shit. I was keeping it real. But
the last time you watched the AMAs, Justin and Brittany wore matching denim.
It was all about Olivia Rodrigo and her performances, and I believe she led in AMA nods. Her in the weekend, and artists like Bad Bunny and
Machine Gun
Bad
Kelly
Bunny?
won favorite rock artist. So
and
there you
Doja Cat were also nominated like 5 times.
Machine Gun Kelly got favorite rock artist.
And artist of the year was BTS. But yeah, Spot's right. That caused a lot of controversy, like rock. But yeah, I mean, he's doing punk on this album, whatever, who cares? But the story of the night, I guess, Olivia Rodrigo's performances and all the nods she got. Cardi B hosted. I don't know if you watched that, but congratulations again to BTS, Artist of the Year. Now, last thing I'm going to bring up, it's like, how did I miss it? I don't know. If you want to check something else out, Jordan's like, I really want to watch this. I'm like, why? And I put it on, and it was like, this is the worst story I ever heard. This is terrible. But CC, very intrigued.
Love Hard on Netflix?
No, over the weekend I watched something else too, Spot. Again, it was all about football and fights for me. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves as we get ready for Thanksgiving and Black Friday sales and all that good stuff. What are you buying? Buying anything good for Black Friday?
I don't need anything.
Shop.covinoandrich.com. This is an old story from a few years ago, Rich, but I just want to say, if you're looking for like a crazy documentary to watch, that'll make you say, fucking what? On 2020, which is on your Hulu account, right? So, I mean, no one's appointment watching 2020.
This is 2020.
But it's fantastic, right? Diane Sawyer hosted the last one, and it's the most recent one on your Hulu account. So when you're catching up on Shark Tank like I am, and you're watching your Hulu, catching up on The Bachelorette or whatever, make a mental note. 2020, Diane Sawyer.
2020.
The House of Horrors. And you're like, House of Horrors?
Oh, Simpsons?
No. I just got to say, Spot, I sent you the picture of who they are, the Turpin family. I'm just throwing this out there. Like, yeah, we've heard tons of stories of abuse and neglect and horrible stories. But this one was like so unbelievably terrible. I'm like, how did I miss this one?
Is it crazy? Is it like,
bro?
All right.
These two
Kids
maniacs
chained up in the basement?
But you know the family.
Oh, no.
Like when you see the mugshot of the people, you're like, yeah, I've seen them a million times. It's the story from Southern California, the Turpin family, and they have 15 kids. And you're like, how could this family live in a neighborhood like Rich's, like any other California neighborhood, have 15 kids and people not be aware that something odd is going on? Yo, the story, I've heard worse stories. They label this the worst story of abuse ever, but there's definitely worse stories of abuse when it comes to beating of kids, unfortunately, sexual assault and things like that. There's worse. But the overall collective story and mental damage they did to these kids is so fucking crazy to me. I'm like, I can't believe I saw this. Like, I can't believe I missed it. I can't believe I watched the story. And Jordan, why did you make me watch this? This is terrible. What makes it even worse is how beautiful the two main kids are. Not that it makes it tug the heartstrings anymore. It's terrible regardless of what they look like. But these kids turned out to be beautiful little kids. And it's so sad. I just got to tell you, I watched the story and it blew my mind. I don't know where the fuck I was when it happened, but the story of the Turpin family, what pieces of shit. Holy shit. That's them, Rich. I'm sure you've seen their mugshot before.
I have.
They're the bottom right idiots.
Oh my God. Garbagios, huh?
The Garbagios. So I'm saying, if you want to watch, I don't want to say like something terrible, but you want to watch something intriguing and, man.
Yeah,
The story of the Turpin family, House of Horrors, was the fucking one of the worst stories I've heard in years.
13.
They were shackled up, chained up.
Kids.
They had no connection to the outside world to the point when the girl escaped to save her family. She didn't know what streets were. She didn't know what. She didn't know anything.
What's that? A tree?
She had a problem with the English language because she's never talked to a stranger before. Like, it was the worst, weirdest story ever.
Now I'm intrigued, but I feel like I'm going to be really saddened.
Both. So I watched it over the weekend, and I got to say, because, again, it's a story from like 3 years ago, but this 2020 just came out, and it's the update.
People are saying they watched it, and their jaw hit the floor.
Bro.
It's like, all right, well, hey.
Like I said, we've heard horrible stories of abuse. This one was just way different, and then they have the live footage of when they fucking nailed these people. And you're like, holy shit.
Maybe I got to watch this alone. Ever since we had kids, my wife can't watch these type of things.
heavy.
No, like Sarah can't watch this stuff. So I have to, this will be one of those things I got to dip away and watch on my own.
But
because
when they
Sarah's
say House
like,
of Horror spot, Rich, you're like, yeah, House of Horrors. I've heard these stories before. It's just another 2020. I'm like, nah, this one was fucking crazy. So those Turpins, pieces of shit. But I wish those kids the best, man. So I saw that over the weekend too. Just throwing that out there if you want to check some shit out. And yeah, I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I'm excited to do some. I might do some damage for Black Friday, for real. I might buy some shit.
stuff for yourself.
So there you go. Enjoy your Monday Night Football. Buccaneers Giants tonight, guys.
Do you think Tom Brady deep down inside hates the Giants?
6-3 Buccaneers.
Do you think deep down? No, but I'm saying, do you think he's like
he lost two Super Bowls?
Yeah, but do you think like even though it's a completely different squad, he's like, I fucking hate that uniform. I hate that team. I hate it.
I mean, in a playful way. Tom Brady.
I don't think.
Together.
I think in a real way. I bet you. I mean, think about it. Tom Brady lost 2 Super Bowls to the Giants. You don't think deep down inside he's like, fuck the Giants? That goes down tonight. She had no idea what medication was. The kids they had no idea. I gotta watch it now. I'm gonna watch it.
Yo, CC, very intrigued.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'll watch? I'll bring my AirPods. I'll watch it on the road trip while Sarah's driving.
Yeah,
because when the kids are sleeping, Sarah likes listening to audiobooks. So I'll be like, oh, and I'll watch.
You are gonna feel terrible.
Then I'll look back at my kids and cry.
Yeah, it's unreal. 15 kids. The reason the girl finally escaped at 17, she had like the mental.
I don't want to.
capacity of
Don't tell me. I just want. Don't tell me anymore because I want to.
But Rich, they were so malnutritioned too.
I know.
They looked like much younger than they were as a result.
I don't even want to hear it.
You got to see. 15
by the
kids.
way,
some people can't have kids. These pieces of shit had 15 of them.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
I'm gonna. I'll check it out, and in a couple hours I leave for my road trip. So I'll hop on social media. We'll do some Instagram live. We'll do behind the velvet rope. We'll do a little of everything. Just make sure you're on the lookout at Covino and Rich. And
I got 3 things that I can get to.
Yeah, do it. You know what? I don't want to go much longer because we do have to get on the road, but I got to pee real quick. So, Spock, give me a one shot on Cove while I go pee.
Then give me the one shot. Rich will play with his dinky. And Spot, you and I'll give you what I got on the menu. Okay. And you decide which one you want to get to right now. Okay? Wherever Spot went.
What happened? Sorry.
I'm going to give you 3 menu items. You tell me which one you like the most.
Hit me.
Okay. Rich insulted our colleague yesterday at Fox Sports Radio. I think that could wait. Unknowingly. He didn't mean to, but he did. 2 events on the same day. What do you do? In life, you got nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, everything happens at once. And you're like, well, what the fuck? Now, how do I make this decision? So I got no plans ever, but now I have 2 things on one day. And I might need you help me to decide on what to attend and what to do. Or what I call Rich's ambush. and how to navigate social media moving forward, because I think there's rules to the game that Rich doesn't play by. And if Rich doesn't play by them, I'm sure other people don't play by them. So I call it Rich's ambush. That's on the menu. Rich's ambush, 2 events on the same day. Rich insults colleague. What would you like to order today?
Let's see. Rich's ambush, Rich insults a colleague, or 2 events on the same day. 2 events on the same day I find fascinating, but I do want to hear Rich's ambush first.
You know what? You should save 2 events on the same day for tomorrow. Because I think that's a way bigger discussion, because Covino has 2 things.
Yeah. No one invites me to shit.
And now you got 2
and now I got
plans.
2, possibilities on the same day.
So yeah, let's get to that tomorrow. And I think we could also save me insulting a coworker, because I think what you're going to say is wild, because there's no insult whatsoever, because
I know you didn't mean to.
No, but I don't even think he could interpret it that way.
I would. I totally would. So then Rich's ambush.
Oh, God, let's go. Ambush.
I mean, we have what? No, 20
yeah,
minutes.
Whatever you want. Yeah, you could go 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want.
Let's start it off with the message I got
One more topic.
yesterday. I sent you a screenshot.
Let me go live my life.
Well, actually, you know what? Before we pull up the screenshot, let's just give credit where credit's due, right?
Let's see if I can do this. Hang on.
Rich is really good at promoting what's to come. I'm better at promoting what just happened in case you missed it. So that's sort of the roles we play, and Rich is really good at his role.
Well,
so
I think that when we
and I'm good at making things happen right now.
But what I'm saying,
perfect.
Spot, is
we're
that
perfect tripod.
Covino's right there. Just listen to what he said, because it's so right. Covino's good about, we did that really funny bit. Spot, pull the clip so people could see it.
Right. Hey, if you missed the show, here's the link to the podcast.
But
things like that.
We're on Fox doing our show, and I'm like, did you tweet or put anything out there? And he's like, no. I try to be good.
I never do. We all have roles here on the show.
Yeah.
So I execute what you promote.
Yeah. So, what I'm saying is, we're about to go on Fox, and I'm like, did you throw anything on social media? Because when we go to Fox, a lot of times Spot will do that. I'll be like, Spot, can you throw something up? So yesterday,
Twitter, but I like when you guys do videos.
Yeah. So Spot,
hey, we're here. Or, hey, we're doing this.
Spot,
or, hey, it's Free Friday. Or, hey, here's what's coming up.
It was 4:59, a minute before we went on. You could probably even timestamp it to 4:59. I was like, fuck, we didn't just put it on Instagram and Twitter. So I grab my phone and I go, we're about to go live. You ready, Cove? All right, let's go. Fox Sports, click the link.
Hence Rich's ambush.
And he calls it an ambush because he doesn't like how he looks.
No,
and I got to tell you, you're a 40-something-year-old guy. No one
it.
cares how you look.
That's, first of all, not it.
Okay.
It's you never give anyone the heads up when you start recording some shit, ever. You just decide, when Rich decides, that's when he does it. So he's all ready, but you're not ready. You don't know what you're going to say, what you're going to do. And yes, we act on our feet and impromptu, and that's what we do, and we roll with it. I'm capable.
Yeah.
But I'm never oh, I didn't even know. I just turned around, the fucking camera's on. And if you don't believe me, I felt it, I noticed it, I pointed it out. I'm like, why do you always do that? Give me a heads up. If you're going to record me, just say, hey, in 3, 2, 1. Don't just fucking start recording me and expect me to be like, oh, hey, oh yeah, welcome guys. So yeah, tonight we're going to be doing, you caught me off guard completely. And I get it if it's a one-off thing, but it's all the time. So I noticed it yesterday, and it's always this ambushed sort of caught off guard feeling. And I'm like, look at me, I look so stupid, bro. Don't do that. To back me up, as soon as I got home, I opened up, the first message I saw was our buddy Chris commenting on it. So pull up that screenshot I showed you, Rich, and then Spot, and then we'll give you an example of what I'm talking about.
So social media ambush.
It's a social media ambush. You can't just do that without giving people heads up at times. So this guy,
who's Chris Smith?
One of our listeners.
I thought it was like your personal friend. All right.
My buddy Chris Smith.
Oh, you said our pal Chris. That's why. Okay.
Chris Smith, who listens to our show.
I appreciate him.
Sorry, Chris Smith.
Why does Rich always ambush Covino with these? LOL, he's never ready. Ever. So if I feel this way, and I go, never, and it's fucking annoying. And he goes, every time. Every time.
Yo,
so
you know
hold
what?
on. So
you and Chris can go suck each other's balls.
I love this because what you would speculate, what some of you, like Bill Jackson, who just want to disagree with me for fun all the time.
Every time I take
Andrew,
every time I take
people
a
who just
picture,
wanna,
every time I
people
take
who
a
just
picture,
want to disagree with me because they think I'm lying. I had this feeling for a long time. Like, why does he always do that? Like, is he trying to catch me off guard?
Well, I
no,
mean,
his
dude,
intentions are good, but why does he always do that?
If it's a picture,
it's justified when other people fucking always notice it.
Would never post a picture.
I'm not saying
no,
that
but I'm saying
that's your intent.
No, I'm saying with my wife, with you guys or anything, I'll never post a picture if I don't get approval. If I take a picture, I'll be like, yo, you guys like this picture? But it was a quick video. I think video is like, hey, if you don't like the video, then just you don't like the way you look then. Like a picture, you can get a bad angle.
Now
a video is a fucking video.
Show the video. Again, Rich's ambush.
And by the way, I don't look good. I don't look good in it either. I look like red, and I'm under a light. Yeah,
looking your best. I get it. We're just doing a radio show, and you're promoting it. So what you're doing is all with good intent. I'm just saying, when you're gonna fucking record somebody, take a picture, put something on social media, in your own regular life, you give someone the courtesy of the heads up. You don't just ambush them like, hey, here I am, and then you post it, and then that person looks like, yeah, I look like shit there. It doesn't make that person feel good.
Pull this up. I don't know if I can see
but like, you could see me.
But
like,
I'll try.
I don't even know what Rich is doing when he's doing it. Look, here it is.
Let me see if the
and this
audio
is what we're
comes through.
promoting.
I'm just in my chair going, hey, we're doing Fox Sports Radio. Click the link. Covino's behind me.
And I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Fox Sports Radio. Click the link. Hey, Covino, what's up? Yo,
Oh,
hey, what's up? Yo, what's up, bro?
It's like, what are you trying to hide? You got a hat on? You got a jacket? It's like,
Dude, no one's trying to hide anything. I'm saying, give me the heads up that we're about to record some shit. Why do you ambush people before you post anything?
I mean,
moving forward, I think that's a pretty, it's just common courtesy.
I mean, it's
a social media
it's an
courtesy.
Instagram story. I didn't think it was supposed to be so produced and ready. I don't know.
It's not produced and
I
ready.
get what you're saying. I'll give you a heads
ready.
up. I'll get you a heads up.
You're saying, hey, what's up? Hey. And I'm like, oh,
yeah, but,
hey.
but you know what? Maybe you should get your head out of your butt because I'm like, hey, everybody,
I'm getting in my zone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's always an awkward ambush for me every time. It's Rich's ambush. Rich's ambush. I'm victim of it all the time. And those of you that pay close attention notice it, and I'm glad you do. I'm just saying, don't do that to your friend. Don't do that to your wife. Don't do that to your girlfriend. Like, no one likes that feeling ever.
Okay. By the way, I think we could.
Rich's ambush.
I think we could.
Every time.
Every time.
Fucking ambushes me.
Every time.
Oh, I'm confused.
I'm sitting there writing notes. I turn around.
I got double chins. I'm a little puffy from eating pizza.
Yeah, like, give me a heads up. I'll fix at least straighten my hat up.
I mean, look, I'm under a bright light. It looks like I'm tan with blonde hair. I mean, clearly, it was more
It's a
about
courtesy,
just like,
bro.
hey, check us out. We're
I
on
don't
the
need
radio.
people to fucking tell me how handsome I am. It's a courtesy.
Right.
Like, hey, let me think about, maybe I want to say something. Maybe I want to say something. I don't want to be like, oh.
I mean, you knew I was going to post. You knew I was going to post something.
What's going on, guys?
You knew I was going to post something. But
not in that second. I didn't know that. Obviously.
Like, what's the square root of 64? Where you need to take time to think about it.
Every time. It's not anything new, guys. Rich's ambush is real. And I only back my point up with Chris because I know, like, other people have recognized it.
You and Chris Smith, two best bros. There's one, we could fit in one more thing today before we go. But tomorrow,
Alejandro says you got to let the brother know before you hit record.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
It's a simple request.
I'm excited for tomorrow to hear about Covino's dilemma of two things on one day because it really is a Covino dilemma because you're right. He's trying to socialize more. He's trying to get out and about, and he has two plans, both of which are appealing, but they're happening on the same day. So we'll figure out what Covino should do.
Life throws nothing at you, and then everything at once.
By the way, that always aggravates me. I'll be honest.
Is one of them when I think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Spot. The thing I spoke to you about, he has something on that day. So it's like two cool things that Covino has an option on.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what the other thing is.
I know. So we'll get to that tomorrow. You guys will enjoy it.
Chris Fry says, I mean, I look so obviously startled in that clip.
Maybe I wanted startled
awesome.
Covino.
Yeah, but I would never do that to you.
Sorry.
He does look pretty startled.
Yeah, it's like so awkward. Whoa! But Rich doesn't care. Do I care?
I mean,
I only care because it happens all the time.
I'm sure there's times where you guys have put a camera on me where I'm like, yo, that's just not the most flattering thing. Like, come on. I mean,
What do you want to talk about tonight? Rich's fucking social media ambushes got me looking like an idiot, you know? That's all. It's just a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Hey, man, I'm about to record. 3, 2, 1. Not like, hey, everybody. And I'm like, every time.
Sorry.
Every
time. Rich's ambush. Okay.
Now, Spot, I got to throw this out there because I did something yesterday that I know I'm very cognizant of, and I'll tell you why. Oh, perfect. I found a great picture of him too. I'm so cognizant of this because we've talked about it for the better part of a decade or so. So the things we talk about on the show, if you don't think, yeah, by the way, Covino does have 2 dates to the prom. It's that level where it's like, oh, because they're both really fun options. Covino, who always talks about rarely having that random fun thing to do. It just so happens both things, same time.
Haven't gone out in months.
I know. Yeah, I live by the Snoop Dogg motto. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Or I just ambush Covino. All right, so we all know the number one rule. If you tell someone they look like someone or remind you of someone, you always say, oh, you know who you look like? The more handsome version of so-and-so. Or, you know, you look like a more beautiful version of whoever, because you never want to insult someone. And we all know the rule of this because we've all been victim of someone saying, you know who you look like? And you're like, what do I look like? Yeah, you look like Caesar Milan. Hey, you look like Eli Manning, or some dumb comparison that's not even true. In fact, someone said this to me the other day, Spot, and I was like, I don't look like that person at all, but okay. A woman at the Bronco event said, you know who you remind me of? I'm like, all right, let's hear it. Let's see. Who's she going to pull out? Well, who's she going to? She going to be complimentary and say some fucking handsome media guy, or is she going to say some goofy dude? And I was like, who's she going to say? Is she going to say Zach Levi? Is she going to say fucking Dane Cook? Is she going to say Ryan Reynolds and make me feel awesome? Or is she going to say fucking Eli Manning and make me feel stupid? She pulled one I've never heard before in my life.
The kid from Step by Step?
No. No.
Hey, which one?
The weird twin.
No. You know,
the Hogan family kid.
Hogan family. No, yeah.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Spot, she pulled one I've never heard before.
That's what I meant. The Hogan family kid.
And it was the fucking main dude from Office Space. I forgot his name even.
Lundberg?
No.
Oh, Ron Livingston.
Ron Livingston. I go, Ron Livingston. Let me look this guy up. Like, you think I look like Ron Livingston?
I mean, we've had him on the show. Let's pull up a side by side.
Ron Livingston? I was like,
pull up a side by side.
Yeah.
Ron Livingston.
Yeah. Are you going to tell me I look like Ross? Or are you going to say I look like fucking Zach Morris?
You got a good Ron Livingston look.
I mean, he's not a bad looking guy, but I'd never got that one before. So it's always interesting when you get a new one, right?
Most recently on The Simple Things or something like that. Or Little Things or
Little 10
not
even
Little Things. Not even these simple things.
Yeah, 10 little things.
I was like, do I look like Ron Livingston?
That's a pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, he's not a bad looking guy. I don't look at it as an insult. I just think I don't look like that guy.
That's not too.
I mean,
too
do
bad.
I look like that guy though?
I don't think so.
No, but I mean, I got that, and I was like, okay, it's fair.
But I like him.
Yeah.
There's a guy we work with at Fox Sports Radio who I fucking really enjoy his company. I think he likes Covino and I, but also thinks we're doofuses, but we have that fun relationship.
Well, that's the charm.
Yeah, I think he's like, I like these guys, but they're dopes.
I mean,
which is sort of like most people's impression of us. I like these guys. They're fun. They're nice. They're good guys. And they're fucking goofballs. And that's a relationship
I'm okay with that.
And that's a relationship, Spot, we have with a guy named Ralph Irvin, our update guy. If you Google image Ralph Irvin, Spot, if you Google image Ralph Irvin Fox Sports, there's a picture of him with the, what do you call the thing at the bottom? The lower third, but what do you call it?
The lower third.
Okay.
The Chiron.
The Chiron. It says Ralph Irvin.
CG, whatever. Yeah.
It says Ralph Irvin, UCLA Bruins. That's the picture.
This is a fantastic photo.
But look up Ralph Irvin, UCLA Bruins.
Okay.
Pull up that photo.
All right, I got it.
And let's be honest, this picture's a few years old. This, right? Make it big, Spot.
All right.
Ralph Irvin, no offense, is probably bigger than that now, right?
Yeah.
That's probably an older picture, but he's totally shaved head now, doesn't really have the goatee as much. So he's sort of just like the shaved head, bald guy, bigger fella, right? And he's really charismatic, Spot. And he's got that announcery voice. He's a great announcer. And I said, you know who you remind me of and you have the same personality of? A guy we worked with in New York, Chris Carlin.
By the way, you could also get the vibe from Ralph. He's like, all right, let's hear it. Who is it?
Yeah, but Spot, that guy is cut from the same personality cloth, looks cloth, and everything as Chris Carlin, who was working with us at SNY. He worked at WFAN in New York. Like, Chris Carlin and that dude are very, very much the same guy. Personality-wise, like, hey, ball busting fun. Hey, talking about sports movies and this and that. And like a very good announcer, over-the-top personality, and he's a big guy, a heavy-set guy with a shaved head. You're trying to tell me Ralph Irvin and Chris Carlin from SNY are not cut from the same cloth?
Show you a quick little side-by-side.
How do you know that our buddy Ralph wants to look like this guy at all?
So there's Chris Carlin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How do I move this thing on?
That's Chris Carlin, who, by the way, was a big he's a big-time broadcaster in New York City.
Ralph Irvin. Chris Carlin? Ralph Irvin.
Yo,
Chris
same
Carlin?
fucking guy.
Ralph Irvin.
It doesn't matter. You took the steam out of the sort of conversation because one could say, yeah, normal looking guy. One could say, hey, I think that guy looks like Shrek. And you're saying that I look like Shrek just because you decided to tell me we're cut from the same cloth?
Should I say they look like Big Van Vader?
I never fucking asked you who, you think I look like. And I never fucking cared to know your impression of what you see in front of you right now. And here you go talking about how this guy's cut from the same cloth. They look exactly the same. But really what you're saying is you're fat and bald just like that guy. And who's to say that that guy wants to be identified as such?
Like, you know how you're always upset when I say you look like David Schwimmer?
I mean, because it doesn't look anything like me. But
you
Spot, that's
have,
like someone said.
Schwimmer head. So so it's
worst
like
example.
You don't look
That's the worst
exactly
example
alike.
it's a worst example because I look nothing.
In my brain, you look alike.
Yeah, but Spot, like you're ruining the conversation by giving a really weak example.
No, it's the best example.
I mean, if it makes you laugh, yes, but
The way I felt in that moment was, and I wasn't going to say who Rich described him as. So now I have to do this respectfully and politely without trying to sound mean. The way I was interpreting this whole scenario was Rich is basically telling this dude right now who'd never asked for this that, yeah, you remind me exactly of this other like Shrek-looking guy.
You don't think he knows what he looks like?
Who's...
Like when you point out that guy in HGTV with brown hair and a red beard.
That's why you present it respectfully.
You don't
like,
say,
you remind me of like a cooler version of blank, even if that might not even be true. You don't say it that way because this guy may look at that guy and say, really? He thinks I look like that? That's fucking weak.
You look like Big Ed from 90 Day Fiance.
Is that the fucking guy with no neck?
Yeah.
You know, Big Ed?
Yeah.
Like to me, like your setup was like, you're describing someone. Here's the nicest way to say it.
Yeah.
You're telling someone that you remind you exactly of some dude who's, not like the best looking guy.
Should I tell him he reminds me of Jimmy Garoppolo?
I'm trying to think. No, I'm trying to think of as like a sweet. Oh, you could say he reminds you of like Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
That's why you set it up though as like a cooler.
Like a
you're way
with a
cooler.
bald head.
Yeah, you're way cooler. You're more handsome. Like to me, that's how I fucking interpreted it. Like you might as well pull up a picture of Shrek. When he saw that, he was like, "Oh, you think I look like that guy?" And yeah, they're of similar cloth. I do agree with Rich, but that's why he broke our own cardinal rule. You always set that up with the compliment of you are a cooler or more handsome or younger or more stylish version of that guy to me. That's how I felt in that.
Well, hey, Ralph Irvin,
great guy,
great broadcaster,
so is
great
Chris
guy,
Carlin.
and so is Chris Carlin.
Both great guys. I love them.
And to me, they're very similar, but apparently I was rude. I didn't mean to be.
You know what I say to that?
Rich might as well say, you remember George the Animal Steel? You remind me of that guy.
You know what I say to that? This.
You know what? Spot, wrap it up with that.
Thumbs up, Rich.
You know what? It's awkward.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, Rich.
Because what Rich was saying was, yeah, fat, bald guy who talks sports. You're the same guy. And, he's probably thinking, why? Because I'm fat and bald? That's exactly what he was thinking. Rich was like, you're the same guy. Why? Because I'm fat and bald.
Great broadcaster.
Yeah. No, because you're fat and bald. That's exactly what you said. You know what you said? All I see is fat and bald guy. And you remind me of him. That's what you said.
With three necks.
And it was awkward.
That's all I heard.
I didn't say, hey, Ralph, have you ever eaten a turnbuckle? Because you look like George Animal Steel. I didn't say, have you ever done a backflip up the top rope because you look like Big Van Vader? So I didn't say.
For someone who we've invented this rule, Rich broke his own rule. Set it up with kindness. Set it up with the compliment.
Did you have to do that thing where you're like, did he know Chris Carlin?
No, that's where Rich was probably hoping in Rich's defense. I don't think Rich was saying, he remind me of another fat bald guy, because that's all I see. And that's how it came across. What Rich was probably trying to get at as, you remind me so much of this guy. Do you know him? Because we all work in sports.
I would assume he knew him because he was a big broadcaster in New York, and he didn't know him. But if he knew him, he'd probably say, yeah, I mean, they have the very similar even delivery, and you even agree with me. They have a very similar, I
agree, but I would have played it way
hey,
cooler.
what's going on? Hey.
They are pretty much the same.
I do agree
with that out.
I agree with Rich's assessment, but think of the interpreter. Think of the receiver of this comment.
No,
I'm fat and bald and I talk sports.
No,
so we're the same guy.
Next week I'm gonna be like, you really remind me of Zac Efron.
Yeah, no one said you had to lie. It's the presentation. Ta-da! So I feel like Rich back.
I know.
Insulted
I'll be honest. When I said it,
he didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to, but I was like, I'm very cognizant of it because we talk about it, and then I did find it like, man, did he really take that like not good? I don't think he cared, but you're right. I probably should have not said it, but I was thinking it.
You ever see Shrek? Yeah, why?
If you painted your head green,
if he talks sports, you're like the same guy.
I mean, they do look very
when he's like donkey. It's like you.
Thanks.
Yeah, Spot. That's Chris Carlin.
Oh, wait, that's Chris Carlin too. Where's the
put the Chris Carlin? Yeah, Ralph Irvin.
There's Ralph Irvin.
Yeah, Ralph Irvin.
So Ralph Irvin
and Chris Carlin.
Carlin.
Ralph Irvin. Chris Carlin.
They do look alike.
No, and they both are over the top, great personality, like announcers,
sports guys.
I mean, come on.
It's just a little awkward.
All right, it was awkward. My apologies.
So was the ambush.
My apologies to Ralph.
Don't ambush your friends.
Remember Steve Cohen, not the owner of the Mets, but the one that got into the sports department at SiriusXM?
Yeah.
Covino, for the longest time, used to say he looks like a combination of Ray Romano and Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, and I told him
and
that.
And then Rich just went up to him in the lobby. Like, you know
thought it was the greatest thing. He goes, "That's hilarious."
I know, but I was
he found it funny.
I said that amongst us.
But it's like, when you say things amongst us versus actually telling the person.
Yes, that's a great point, Spot. It's like
if you two had joked in the studio together, like, oh, he doesn't even remind you of Chris Carlin. Remember SNY, Chris Carlin? That's one thing. But then if you say to him, hey, we were just talking about
Ralph, by the way, Ralph, have you ever seen WrestleMania 2 with King Kong Bundy?
You remind me of him. You ever wear a black singlet?
You should wear a black singlet.
We all have an impression of who we are, right? And what we look like or how we present. And then when someone says something like way like that you did out there that you didn't expect, and again, we need to be realistic too. I get it, but you're like, really? That's how you perceive me? Okay, whatever. It always leaves me feeling weird, like because I hear it all the time. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I look like that Asian guy, I guess. All right, if you say so.
All right.
Like, I know I'm chubby. I don't need to be reminded that I'm chubby.
Yeah, but Spot.
That's how I felt about it, Spot.
I apologize to everybody.
I
apologize to
your
mom.
These are just observations, man.
I apologize to your mom for starting the cereal argument. I apologize to everybody.
Big Steve, having to deal with it
I
now.
apologize to my family, everyone's family. I just apologize. Just going to put a blanket apology out there for all the times I don't realize what I say. Poor Rich. He means well.
Is it your way of like relating and like?
Dude, we're talking about
He's
sports.
a
Fucking sports guy.
Diarrhea of the mouth. Rich just talks a lot.
Yeah, I talk a lot, bro. What do you want me to do?
You know,
but it
like,
comes in handy 99% of the time. And then that rare occasion, it's like I'm like at a loss for words, and I'm like, you look like King Kong Bundy.
That's it.
You know, I mean,
you're right.
I mean,
99% of the time it's on point. So
hey, Covino, I also like the Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford fight of the weekend. Hey, have you ever played Tyson's Punch Out? You ever see King Hippo?
yeah, why?
Oh, both thigh by thigh. You look
mean
like
it.
him. I mean, I fucking like the guy a lot. In fact,
He does.
I said on the way out, I go,
There's
"Yo,"
a great chemistry.
I go, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. You're working with us the day after Thanksgiving. You're like our guy. And he like in a grumpy way was like, yeah, you're a guy. Like, because I think he like likes us and he like make fun of us type of way too.
Yeah. There's a great chemistry going on at Fox Sports Radio, guys. Again, after today's show, if you need more, you need your fix.
Unless, of course,
FoxSportsRadio.com. We posted the link on our Twitter, on our Instagram. It's all there.
I mean,
check it out.
Unless, of course, Ralph Irvin no longer wants to work with us. Then
He's requested a transfer.
And at that point, we'll just get Chris Carlin. No one will know. All right. On that note, guys, I gotta fucking go. Well, I mean, the show's over anyway, but I gotta run now because I have to do all these
excursion.
I have recordings for Pop 2K and the Pulse and all that fun Sirius XM stuff. And then what time is it now? 11:30.
11:30 on the west.
Oh, I'm like, if I
east.
get on the road by 1, could I make it to Las Cruces? Probably not. Do I try to make it to Tucson? Tucson, Arizona? Tucson?
I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just go, drive, do like how I used to do road trips. You get in the car, you drive.
And just when you're ready, you're ready.
And when you're ready to stop, you stop. There's a hotel every 100 feet on the road.
I said to Emmy yesterday.
And on your ride,
I said to
watch
Emmy,
that documentary, The House of Horrors on 2020, and think about what you did today. Think about the problems you started.
I know. I said to
Think
Emmy,
about the awkward conversation I have to have with my mom now because you had to bring that shit up.
Cereal. I said to Emmy, I go, tomorrow we're gonna stay at a hotel, and we could jump on the beds. She goes, why would we do that? I go, you're a kid. Don't you want to jump on a bed? She goes, oh yeah, I guess I do. Yeah, that's what you did in a hotel. Jump from bed to bed, right?
Let's do it.
Or you gotta pick a hotel with a nice continental breakfast. Oh, with the pancake. You got to get the one with the little pancake machine.
You know what, Spot? I should find one with a continental breakfast. That way Sarah could go down there with the kids while we're on the air because I have to do the show from a hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
The intercontinental breakfast is the one for the warriors.
That's what the honky tonk band prefers.
Yeah.
The intercontinental breakfast. They have crepes.
I'd like to, Rich, you extend apologies. I'd like to extend a thank you for putting up with all the technical glitches today. It's a work in progress.
Spot, on the replay, will it be glitchy or no?
The video replay will be glitchy. The audio will not. So
okay.
The podcast will be fine.
Hey, better
Remember,
than nothing, right?
We will be live tomorrow, though, guys. We will be live tomorrow. We're live up until Thursday. Thursday's Thanksgiving, obviously, so we're going to be chilling on Thanksgiving. But we are live, so thank you for being here. Spread the word, spread the cheeks, not the Rona. We appreciate you.
What should I do? Wait.
You're so lost. You just
I
got to
go?
do it. Just get in the car and go, Rich.
You know what? Want me to tell you why I'm reluctant to say goodbye to you guys? Because the minute I say goodbye to you guys, I have to record a countdown. I have to record Pop 2K, The Pulse, pack, do all this stuff, and I want to get out of here in an hour and a half. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do all that in an hour and a half? So as long as I'm on the air with you guys, I feel as though like...
It's going to take you an hour and a half just to get Ben ready.
Right?
Yeah. You got to...
Like catch him.
You're not leaving for another 3 hours
around.
at least.
Spock, grab the booty.
Oh, it's too far away now. I love that. There's no underwear under that. It's nice.
Whoa. Spot, don't leave your camera on by mistake.
What?
That's tier 3.
I mean, you're wearing pajamas. I assume you're not wearing underwear. Are you wearing underwear? No. So, okay.
All right. Well, hey, everyone, have a great time. Have a great Monday. Enjoy your Moon Day night football. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. My guess?
Butt cheeks.
I'll be coming to you live from Tucson. That's my goal, Tucson. Oh, fuck. I can make it there, right? All right. Well, goodbye.
Wherever you are, there you'll be.
Fucking
just remember that.
Tucson. If not, I don't know. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I just thought of something.